everybody. I'm your host, Andy Malafrina. This is Drag the Lake. With me, as always, the late, great Pat George. Pat, how the heck are you doing, you fucking sack of joy to be around? Wow, dude, I tricked you.
Turn that around.
You look like a stupid fucking piece of shit because you just got tricked. How you doing, fucko?
Wow, way to make me look like a real asshole and put me on my heels, even more so than I already was, Andy. Thanks so much. Hey, Andy, can I share a fun fact with you that I just read?
No.
Cool.
No fun facts, just Andy. Yeah, Andy, buddy, hit me.
No, that's the new name of the show. No fun facts, just Andy. No, I just found out that more than 60,000 people, soldiers, died during the Civil War just from diarrhea.
Oh yeah, dude.
And that's and people talk about how weak our culture has become. Nothing is more of an example of my weekend was spent at a comedy club that is also owned by somebody who owns an ice cream shop, and me defiantly eating ice cream knowing it will give me diarrhea just because I love num-nums.
Yeah, it's fucking
people dying from diarrhea, fighting a war for their country.
Dude, it's fucking crazy. Like, it's fucking crazy how just like back in the day. Sorry, I'm pulling up topics. We do not do a lot of show prep, if any. I pretty much send Pat the link 45 seconds before we go live. No, it was funny. I was going through this like, we got nothing, and I'm looking through and I'm like, we have so much.
Yeah,
we might not get it all in.
You should have done 2 shows this week.
But wait, what were we talking about?
Diarrhea.
Oh yeah. I think we take for granted in this modern age how just everything, dude, back in the day, everything would have bodied us. You know what I mean? Like, did you ever grow up with, like, you just look back and you're like, people back in the day were so fucking stupid. And then if you really tried to like Bear Grylls yourself, you know, drink your own piss. No, just like throw yourself out into the fucking wilderness. Or, dude, even a better example is Nate Bargatze. You know him, right?
Mm-hmm. Not personally, but yes, I'm familiar with the gentleman.
Yeah, exactly. So he has a great fucking joke where he's talking about this exact topic where he's talking about, like, people were so dumb back in the day. I'd go back in time and just fucking rule everything. And then he talks about, like, you'd go back in time and you'd be like, you guys are so dumb. I got all the information on my cell phone. And they'd be like, what's a cell phone? And you'd be like, well, it's like or they'd be like, how does it work? And you're like, I hold this and satellites do something. I don't fucking, yeah. And you start to realize, like, you know, perfect example, like in Texas, when the fucking, like, the grid goes, well, first off, in Texas, where they're not ready for the concept of snow. You know what I mean? They'll be like, it's hot here all the time. And you're like, no, sometimes it snows. And when that happens, you guys get fucked.
What the fuck is all this floaty rain? Get the fuck inside.
And then it gets too cold. It gets too cold, and then a bunch of old people die. And to keep it 100, on the flip side, you've got fucking over in England, they'll be like, oi mate, it's too fucking hot.
Yeah.
And they'll be like, my breakfast beans are boiling. It's too fucking hot. We eat breakfast beans and slices of tomato in the morning. We're better than you for some reason.
I'm dousing me knickers with sweat, I am. My butt crack is slick as a whale. I don't know.
Yeah, so we've had many examples in our modern time that we are just not ready. We are just not ready to, like, go back to the elements. Dude, another interesting Civil War fact. Do you know the Confederacy was right about everything? No.
Get the fuck out of here. Yeah, Sean Strickland won. It must be.
He yelled that at on the last punch on Izzy. He goes,
he said, we told you we would rise again.
For the Confederacy.
That's what he said.
That's what he fucking yelled. I heard it. Like, a good chunk of the army just didn't have shoes.
Yeah. They're just like, and they're in the winter time, in the outdoors. Like, they don't even have tents. Like, their tent is like, we're gonna hang a sheet over us, so, you know,
Yeah.
Like that's about it. Like it's not
Well,
really. I mean, we're probably, we got a lot of heat, and we'll probably. This is definitely one of the topics today, but I don't want to get any more heat from maybe Civil War Swifties or anything like that, or any other whatever the equivalent is, because we're probably getting a lot of facts wrong, except for the diarrhea. I do know that the diarrhea was a real thing. They really did die from diarrhea,
and they didn't. We have too many fucking topics.
Too many topics. We gotta stop talking about diarrhea.
I forgot about the Swifties. Nah, man.
Before we get any more other facts wrong, let's get back into the music facts that we can get wrong.
All I want to do is get facts wrong, especially music facts. I want to get every fact wrong, but most importantly, I want to get music facts, and I want to chug a big thing of seltzer right before a fucking podcast. Why? I realized I do that every goddamn week.
Is that what it is? I thought it was like indigestion, but it's the fact that you're chugging seltzer a whole.
Is it that noticeable?
Well, I mean, you bring it up. But I do the same thing. I just take a Pepsi every once in a while.
Is my fatness so goddamn noticeable?
Eddie, you're on camera.
Wait, what are we doing?
We can all see you.
Oh shit! Hey guys, thanks for watching.
Thanks
for watching. We got Rocco in the chat. Let's go. Let's go, Rocco. And
kind words. Thank you. We do. Yeah. Let's go.
Peyote Pete. Oh, thank God this came on. My other option was DeRosa on YKWd. Oh, dude,
damn,
come on. No DeRosa slander in here. I love DeRosa.
But I do appreciate the compliment. But also, come on, be nice.
Dude. I fucking DeRosa was my dude back in the day because I always felt kinship with DeRosa when I'd hear old clips of him on either it be fucking ONA or YKWd, because I was always prone to doing DeRosa-y things occasionally. So I was like, hey guys, don't be so fucking mean to him, because I felt like I've lived vicariously through DeRosa on some spazzes. Because there were some, I would listen to ONA, I'd be like, he's justifiably spazzing. Now, okay, maybe too much, but still, I get where the spaz is coming from. I have spaz solidarity with DeRosa. I always thought he was fucking funny as shit. But anyway,
very cool. One of the first like big time comics that I got a chance to perform with, and he was very cool. So yeah, I agree.
Peyote Pete.
Be nice.
Peyote Pete makes a good point. I love DeRosa too. He's just not Sunday morning coffee vibes.
Exactly. And hey, look, what do you think I got in here, bud? Huh?
Come.
Yes. Wow, first guess. Good job. That's why we're co-hosts.
That's why we're co-hosts. So before we get to the Swiftie thing, Pat, I don't even know if you know the most recent news.
Oh no, I'm not up on the breaking news. What happened?
Well, you were a little you were busy Friday evening, so you could not join.
Getting diarrhea.
Ice cream. Yeah, putting $6 bets on. Oh no, that was Sean Strickland was last night.
I did not get a Sunday, but Saturday or Friday night I did eat half of a Big Mac pizza. It's really good. We'll get into that later.
What?
We need to do a food podcast, by the way. Speaking of DeRosa.
Yeah, speaking of DeRosa, do you just want to steal DeRosa's thing? We talk about obscure music and food.
Yeah, let's do it. I got weird arm tattoos. I can do it.
Our stomachs are weird. All right, I don't know him that well to make those jokes.
We're getting back into the negative. We got to be back positive.
We don't know him that well. DeRosa, you rule. But no. What was news? No, you didn't hear about Friday night's controversy.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, dude, we were doing the Friday night new music stream.
Yeah,
it was going great, dude. Numbers were spectacular.
Oh, wonderful.
The boys showed up. I was looking. The numbers were hovering a little bit higher than normal. The boys fucking showed up. It was starting to seem like everything was going. Everything, to quote The Simpsons, everything's coming up Millhouse. I thought everything was coming up Millhouse, and then YouTube was like, "Hey, your face doesn't look like it's being fucked too much." And I was like, "What's that about? Why do you want to fuck my face?" And YouTube was like, "Nope, no discussion." Gah, 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 gah. And just started fucking my face. It was fucking crazy, dude. I got face fucked by YouTube. No,
they're not even. They don't even allow you to show face fucking unless it's educational.
Nah, dude.
YouTube. So like, what happened?
They clapped my face cheeks. What happened?
What happened?
They clapped my face cheeks. It was fucking nuts. No, so basically we did the new music stream.
Yeah,
And you
yeah.
remember when we were remember when you and me were doing it together and we were playing the Harm's Way song and then their record label was like, "Oh, we're fucking gay pussies." And then they like
And they,
the blocked the video. Well,
yeah.
I was playing something by Attack Attack and then they blocked that fucking video and then later, and this hurt me the most. Our downfall was due to us playing a Job for a Cowboy video. Yeah, that's right.
Whoa. How the
Job
tides turn.
Job for a Cowboy is what took us out. And it didn't even block the video, dude. It took the whole stream down.
Whoa, really?
Yeah, YouTube nuked the whole stream, which it goes back. We've had this conversation 1,000 times, but I'm going to keep having it until you know, Andy will get less annoying when algorithm conditions get better. Cause it's just like, here's my thing. I get it. You guys have your rules, but the algorithm bullshit doesn't match up with the fucking rules.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm playing the songs to talk about them. I'm doing the exact same thing I've done 1,000 times on my reaction videos and shit like that. And it's like, oh, and the irony of it, I was like playing the Job for the Cowboy song, dude, both times. I'm playing Attack Attack, and like, did you ever listen to Attack Attack?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Actually, I'm kind of. Was it new music? It was new Attack Attack.
No, it was
okay.
it was like their biggest video for that song Stick Stickly, and that was when that was when like that was when the like straight hair, V-neck, skinny jeans, you know, just the silliest scene kid looks were all the rage and shit like that.
Yeah.
And I'm literally sitting there like defending them. Like I'm sitting there defending like, yo, if you can make a pair of
side.
No, I'm sitting there like, if you can make a pair of skinny jeans work, you're going to wear the fucking skinny jeans. And I got to be honest, if you're a cute ass boy, put the fucking V-neck on. And I was literally just being like, but the straight hair was it is kind of cringe looking back at it. And but I was also saying with like Attack Attack, especially in like the Stick Stickly era, it was like their image sort of overshadowed the fact, like the music was pretty fucking good. It's a little dated here and there to like specifically to the time and stuff, but the music's pretty good. And I'm sitting there defending it, and then boom, stream gets blocked. And then I'm like, and then later I'm playing the Job for a Cowboy song, listening to it like, oh, this kind of rips. I'm gonna say some good things about it. Boom, nuke the whole stream. So I was like whatever about it. But then YouTube hit us with a like, I'm not even fully sure what it is. It's like a copyright strike, but it's not an actual copyright strike, but it also kind of is. It's basically a like, this is a warning, but it's kind of not a warning. It was very confusing, but
yeah.
Either way, now I probably should have hit you up about this, but I was masturbating. I literally was masturbating from end of stream to right now.
Okay, I was gonna say that might have been part of the stream getting taken down too. If you were even off screen, I feel like even if you're insinuating that, you might.
Oh, did I leave that part out? Did I leave that part that I was furiously masturbating on stream?
Andy, showing... I feel like this is a big misunderstanding. I'm not trying to, you know. It just you're still doing the seltzer water. It's so funny. It's so funny. You criticized yourself, and then you're like, "Well, it's open. I'm not gonna let it go flat."
It's not. I mean, that's literally it.
So
why would I don't drink it now, it'll be awful. Pat, this was $1.
I'm not gonna let it go to waste.
And I have a bunch in the fridge. You want me to not drink this?
It's a good point. You're right. I'm sorry, but I want to say. Is it like is it like a strike? Like, I know you said it's not, is it like not a copyright strike? Like we're going to get in trouble or anything, but it's like, is it like, do we get like 3 strikes? I mean, can we not do the streams anymore? Do we have to like pre-record the new music stuff and then like release it? Cause if the reaction videos aren't getting flagged, it could just be the fact that like, what do you think has changed? Or has there been a change?
I don't think there has been a change. I just think we hit because like I've noticed it with doing the reaction when I do the reaction videos, it's basically like Russian roulette. Most of the time they're completely fine, and then occasionally, like there'll be a lot of reaction videos that'll be like copyright claim. Which for people who don't know, if you get the copyright claim, you can still have your video on YouTube, but if you were to like monetize it, all the money's going to go to the artist, the original owner of the content, which I'm completely fine with. I don't care about that. But then occasionally you'll upload the video. Like it happened with fucking August Burns Red. It's happened with the fucking with Better Lovers. It happens occasionally.
Oh yeah,
the whole video will just get blocked.
Yeah.
But usually nothing happens. You just get like a copyright claim and the video stays up. Sometimes they block it. 9 times out of 10, actually 10 times out of 10, I think I've appealed it and they put it back up. But you know, the reaction videos are kind of like you kind of got to get them up that day, so it doesn't really matter if it's up a fucking week later. You know what I mean? Yeah. But this one was surprising because usually like. This is why I have more of a beef with the algorithm than YouTube specifically, because it's the algorithm that's just like freewheeling and dealing and this and that, and then you kind of talk about it, and then YouTube's like, oh, you were right. Like the algorithm feels like a rogue cop. It feels like a rogue cop just doing too much, and then when you get back to the police station and you're in handcuffs, you talk to the police chief there, who's like a vet who really knows what he's doing, and he's like, you know what, he shouldn't have brought you in. We're really sorry, and then he lets you go.
Right.
But
yeah,
that's how.
Sorry about the misunderstanding, folks.
Exactly. Sorry about the misunderstanding, folks. You could.
I didn't know who his daddy was. I apologize, Your Honor. We'll go ahead and
he gets a little worked up. You know, we're putting him on extra hours out there, so he's not really going to make the best decisions.
We're trying to test him on night shift and give him a little bit more responsibilities and just apologize. And of course, Dylan ain't going to be doing anything like that again, and we're apologize.
But yeah, basically, I have it here. I can actually show you guys. I have it here. Where is it? The warning. So yeah, this popped up. It said, warning, your content was removed to violation of our community guidelines because it's the first time your account isn't affected. You're only warned once, and this warning will remain on your channel. So it's like a thing where it's like, this is just a warning, but don't fuck up, you little bitch. Like that, you know what I mean?
What do we do? Like, you know what I mean? Like what? Like, so now we have to like, is there? Like, what did we do wrong?
See, and that's the part that annoyed. So I was like, fine, because this has been the problem since day one. Your algorithm fucking sucks, and you're fucking flagging shit you shouldn't be flagging. That's fine. I'm used to that. The part that annoyed me was they go, you're allowed to appeal this. So I go, oh, this is exactly like reaction videos. So, but on a stream and a bunch one after the other.
Yeah.
So, and I like to, because at the end of the day, my preset is to go, all right, this is fucking lame, fuck it, and just keep moving. But for the sake of the channel, I like to have it on record if I can that like, I'm not wrong though.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
I think that's good to have it on record. Like, we weren't wrong though. So I go and I hit the appeal, and then YouTube was like, yeah, we looked over it. We rejected your appeal. And that was the part that annoyed me the most. Cause I go, no, we were doing everything okay. And if you want to get technical about it, if I'm not making money, I'm allowed. Now, okay, this is the rules for like Twitch and other streaming websites. YouTube might have it might be like a personal YouTube policy, but from a legal standpoint, I'm allowed to stream music.
Right.
Like on a website, I'm allowed to stream it. It's just on the VOD, the video on demand. When you do the playback, Twitch does it. When you on the playback, they block out the copywritten stuff. But when you're allowed to play it in that moment. It's when you save the video and reproduce the video like that. So I could understand YouTube. They've done it before on the new music streams. They block the music. They block the music afterwards, but they let it play on the stream. And I'm like, that makes sense. That's fair. It's just the fact that they nuked the stream and didn't let me appeal it. I'm like, well, that seems, I could be wrong. I'm not the best with laws. I don't think they're valid 9 times, but like, but all jokes aside, if you lay down the rules in a clear way, like if I want to use your service, because as annoyed as I am with things that YouTube does, I think you provide more good than bad to me. So if you let me know your rules, I will follow your rules. I want to stay on your website. I will follow your rules. I will debate some of them if I'm chock full of seltzer. I will debate
a couple seltzers. I mean, I might go crazy.
You pop a few orange flavored $1 seltzers. I might get a little opinionated.
Hey, give me one of them strawberry banana flavored, and I'm gonna get loose, baby.
Exactly. Yeah. So that's my whole thing. Like, if I want to use your shit, let me know what the fucking rules are. I'll follow the fucking rules because I want to use your shit. You know what I mean? It's like going over to someone's house. You find out, you're like, oh, take my shoes off? Sure, this is your place. I'm being respectful. Like, just let me fucking know. But when you kind of like change it around and give me some bullshit, that annoys me. So basically, long story short, I want to avoid this show. Like, we're streaming right now. We're still going to stream as much as humanly possible. I'm still going to post like reaction videos and stuff like that. But from a streaming music standpoint, I don't really want to do that anymore because it feels like it'll put the channel in risk. But I think the new music streams fucking rule. So your boy set up a Kick account. Pat, are you aware of Kick?
No, that's KIK.
KICK.
Oh,
you're thinking karate. Of Vanessa. Yes, dude. Yes, like karate.
Cool. So we're gonna start doing karate?
Yes, to fight YouTube.
Yes, it's time. Let's go, Dragons. It's time to start learning karate so we can fight the algorithm. That's how it works.
Yeah. Okay. All jokes aside, we will not be. All jokes aside, we will not be physically assaulting anyone at or in YouTube.
No, I was talking about the computers, the algorithm, not Al Gore either, or his rhythm.
Yeah, I don't know if Al Gore has. Oh, let me clarify. I'm actually a fan of Al Gore's rhythm.
Not algorithms though.
People are just talking to you like, "Hey, Pat, can you stay home?"
Yeah. Yeah, I'm probably gonna be. I'm better help here. I'm gonna hold down fort. Okay, you guys go ahead. Kick somebody for me, huh?
But no, it's basically because I had my Twitch channel set up, but then I was remembering all the stuff with Twitch where they're also super annoying with censoring and copyright bullshit and all that. And Kick seems chill, and also from a growth standpoint, like. The thing that annoyed me about Twitch is, once again, I like the infrastructure. Thank you for the website. But it's like, it feels super oversaturated, and it feels like it's a really hard place to grow. So I actually think on top of that, we could probably get a decent amount of growth on Kick because it's still small. But more so than that, I just like the whole fact that it's very similar to Twitch. It's much more freewheeling and dealing. We don't have to worry about all the extra bullshit. And yeah, I don't want to stop doing those new music streams because they're so fun. And I also fucking half the reason I want to do this shit is because I always wanted like a fucking radio show. So if YouTube doesn't let me have a music radio show, I don't want to use your website for that things. But yeah, so we go to
Sirius.
You just want to get a job at Sirius?
No, not a job. I mean, a career. Yeah, like contracts. Let's just go to Sirius and we'll just
call them.
Yeah, offer it to them and just be like, look, let's talk. I mean, we know you want it. We know you need it.
We know you like it.
And we know most of the Dragons probably listen. They're either, there's comedy fans out there. They listen to, the talk shows out there. Maybe get some of those Stern fan crossovers. They're old. They like old stuff too.
Yeah. They're and also too, Sirius is a sick app to use because my dad used to do this one all the time. He'd be like, "Hey, Sirius, I'm canceling." And they're like, "Would you like 3 months for free?" And he's like, "I would like that."
Dude, everybody I know that has Sirius says that they do that. So
I don't know how they're
I'm the only one that pays for it, I think. I pay for it.
Dude, go cancel. Bro, all the websites fucking do that. I did it with Audible. I was going to cancel my Audible. They're like, "Do you want 3 months for half price?" I go, "Of course I do." Because here's my trick. Guys, You want a good little Audible trick?
Uh-huh. And
You
hey,
look.
it's Sunday. It's opening day of football. Hey, this is a great Audible, huh? This is our first sponsor, NFL.
All right, welcome to Drag the Lake with Chuck Candy.
Omaha.
No, I was gonna say, be
perfect
whatever
trick,
book you're about to download on Audible, double check. Now, I don't know what's on the Android apps, but I get a lot of books off of the Apple Bookstore. And there's a lot of books on there that are on Audible, but they'll be actually cheaper. So basically, on Audible, you're gonna pay $15 for like a $12 book. I go on Apple Bookstore. I look for like the fucking $30-$40 audiobooks, and I go get those on Audible for like $15.
Okay,
It's a pretty sweet deal, dude.
So your subscription, your subscription with Audible, you get one free download, but then you can purchase them still, and like you can like add them to Audible. Is that what you're talking about?
No, what I'm saying is on Audible, I've done this accidentally where I use because an Audible monthly is about like $15 a month unless you pay for the whole year. But Audible's like $15 a month. So what I do is I look if I'm about to download a book, but it's $15 on the Apple Bookstore, I'm not going to waste that. I get on Audible, I'll look for books that are like $20, $30, $40. So I basically get them at a discount and shit.
You can actually also, I don't think there's any kind of like subscription version of it or whatever, but if you already have a Spotify subscription, they do have some audiobooks on there as well.
Like, I looked into that. It's ass. The way it's set up is dumb as shit.
It's so stupid. You can't download it to the app. You have to download it on a fucking website. Then you have to like add it to your library or some shit.
It's so fucking. I don't know why they rolled it out. It's the most useless fucking thing.
Yeah.
It's literally just a less useful if you'd use like the Apple Books app. It's just a less useful version of that.
Yeah, I heard that. So we're gonna be at you said at Kick. So is that
yeah?
Is that how you say it? At Kick?
Yeah.
In Kick? We're gonna be on Kick.
We are getting kicked.
We're gonna get kicked off of YouTube and going to Kick.
Just so we can do like the more freewheeling dealing nonsense over on Kick, and I set up a channel because I'm gonna be doing a lot of stuff over there. I set up a channel. It's called kick.com/IamBigRed. So you can go on over there and check out my Kick channel, and you can watch us do some more streams, and then I'll be doing more streams, and it'll be a whole fucking thing. And be like Brock and fucking go follow it. Also be like Brock and smoke in honor of the show.
Oh, no way.
I think that also might. Yeah, dude. Brock and Pat.
This one's for you, Brock. Hey, and if you donate $1 every time you donate $1, oh, this could be dangerous. I'll hit the vape pen.
Will it be that dangerous, Pat?
No.
Will it be?
I have a very high tolerance.
Yeah, you're like my.
I didn't even hit the pen. That just came out.
That was in there from like 20 minutes ago.
Yeah.
But yeah, that is the most recent controversy. Yeah.
Well, I support the decision to move to Kick for our new music streams. I still love YouTube as well, and I wish you would be more clear with us. This feels like a very abusive type of relationship, but not physically abusive, more like emotionally abusive. Like you don't let the person know your standards until they've already not met them. And then as soon as that happens, you're just like, why didn't you fucking change the songs you were listening to? Why'd you listen to Attack? And it's like, I don't know. It's like a almost 30-year-old album, for fuck's sake. Like, what the fuck?
Well, it's funny too. There's this dude I like to watch his shit. Tank the Tech. He's been in the music industry for like 20, 30 years, just being a tech for different bands and shit. If you guys don't know what that is, it's basically the dude who tunes the guitars, gets things set up. If you see a guy walk out and hand them a new guitar and stuff, he's that guy. And then he basically does all the like in a restaurant, if the fucking waiter and them are front of house, he's basically like the cook being the back of the house.
You know, every time you've been to a show and people accidentally started cheering for somebody that walked out on stage, but it was just that guy that went,
yeah.
That's the guy. Where
Yeah.
everybody goes, woo, and then he just goes back.
1000%. That's who he is. He's
That's
the guy
him.
who, when he walked out, you clap prematurely.
And everybody goes, and then they go, look, that's not them. That's not them. That's not them.
But anyway, I was watching his channel and he had a video where he was asking musicians how you feel about reaction videos, and it was like a unanimous, we love them.
Yeah.
We love them. Yeah. So
Speaking of, actually, just a really quick update as well. Shout out to YouTube. YouTube is basically a dating app for our show and bands. So like we met our boo Tai via
he was in the stream Friday.
Oh, was he really? That's awesome.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. Dude, it's so cool to see like how like he's actually like dude, I almost had a panic attack. I swear to God, I almost had a fucking panic attack because
you didn't order enough donuts for the week.
I have not had any donuts this week, only ice cream, and I feel like a real piece of shit.
I was just thinking about, you just reminded me of what I was thinking about why I love you so much, is because you're like a Build-A-Bear with a switchblade inside of it. Because like you're always talking about like I was eating my ice cream and I was having my cookie sundae, but also I can kill most people whenever I want. And yeah, I'm not talking about Pat. Pat brought his artillery from Florida. I'm saying he's a fucking jujitsu fiend.
I can fight pretty well now, but I was having my ice creams. No, but the fact that I had a panic attack because we did the reaction video to the new Capra song that came out, and I remember mentioning, oh yeah, they have a new album coming out, and like for some reason I had a mini panic attack of what Tai would think or how much I embarrassed myself in front of Tai and the rest of them. We should also learn the rest of their names, by the way. But for now, Tai and the rest of Capra.
I think it's Tai, Capra 1, Capra 2, Capra 3.
Tai and the Caps.
Tai and the
we all know who the leader is here. Come on. But
it's the one that compliments us the most. That's the number one member of the band.
It's I think maybe the only one in the band that actually likes us. But I
just picture him at band practice, and the rest of the band goes like, "You still talk to those fat idiots?"
Yeah,
that's how I picture it.
Block them. I told you to take the stream down. But he goes. But he complimented us on the thing. But it made me feel better that he watched the video and reacted to the video and the things we said. You know what I'm saying? Because I had a panic attack that I said that they had a new album coming out, and for some reason I was like, or did they just put one out and I just fucked up? Did I fuck that up? I need to be better at the show. I need to do better, because I had the same reaction that you had when you found out that bands are watching the videos. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like this thing of like, I got to be more responsible about that. So going forward,
I also sorry.
No, it's okay. Go ahead.
You said going forward.
I'm just going to because of Tai and we lucked out the fact that they've got a sense of humor. They know that we're actually fans of we will shit on everything. We will make a joke about everything, including and especially the things we love. So like that's how I approach jujitsu and martial arts. I always from a place of humor, any of that shit. So like I appreciate that we were able to facilitate that connection with those guys, and they actually in the comments some positive feedback from him. He said what was it? Drummer even further away in a dress coming soon, or something like that for the next video. So I'm excited about that.
Also, I was thinking about this. You and me do need to learn. We need to make sure we learn how to play, keep learning how to play our instruments again, because I started realizing with me, I was like, my opinions aren't going to get less spicy. I've just hit a point where like I was doing the thing for too long where I was like, let me just try to be positive. And it's like, I've learned, I tried to do a joke about it, but it was like, it just never hit. But I was like, my special skill is finding out specifically why things suck. And I'm not like a negative person. I'm fine-tuned into figuring out why things are bad. And I'm not gonna, and that is my special skill, and I'm gonna utilize it. And the thing I've noticed from most of these, because I've noticed this, and I get it. They're artists, and artistes are not always the best at getting criticized. And also, a lot of critics are up to their own ass cunts. But the one thing I've seen, the one thing I've seen a lot of time, Derek, what's up? Derek in the chat, big time supporter of Derek. Oh, and also Brock, he was he was taking your joke very seriously. He's like, I don't see a donation button. We should set up something. Actually, speaking of that, oh, Derek's got to go to work. Thanks for hopping in and saying hi, buddy.
I got it.
You didn't donate. He lost his vape. No, I was. Oh yeah. Speaking of a donate button, if you guys keep spreading the word, getting people to follow, watching more stuff, then we will be able to like accept. I guess we could technically put up a PayPal link or something, but
if it's allowed on YouTube,
I'm just here to grow the community and tell.
Yeah,
some fucking
we're just
jokes.
here to chat and play some tunes, bruh. You know?
We'll figure out the money thing when more people give a fuck about us. For now, we're just chitting and chatting.
These hits are free.
I'm gonna donate these hits to the.
Just
people.
comment, donate.
These are charity hits. No, I was gonna say I've noticed a lot of these musicians when they get mad at critics and stuff. One of the first things they go to is being like, "You guys don't even fucking make music. You don't even know how to play music and blah blah blah." So I think it would be sick if we had just really hot, outlandish, just insensitive takes. Yeah. And then there is video footage of us ripping on our instruments. Because I know you're a hot boy on the bass, and I used to be pretty nasty at the drums. So I think it's important for us to fucking keep practicing and ripping on those instruments.
I agree. And you just brought up a great point, I think, and also maybe a little precursor to the future, especially with our budding relationship with Tai Tai. If he ever wants a side project, you got a bassist and you got a drummer.
Goddamn right.
There. I pointed the wrong way. but I think there's I think the thing with the reaction video or any of that, not the reaction videos, but or the is the whatever any of it, like any of the streams that we're watching, anytime for the most part, I don't think we're going to be, because like we're kind of trying to help spread the bands and the shit that we like and grow that stuff, like kind of the rising tide kind of thing of like, hey,
rising tide sucks all dicks.
Yeah, exactly. The rising tide sucks all boys' dicks. But there's little boys, 10-year-olds. What?
Block. Edit.
But there's so we're not going to be bringing music or shit that we don't like to say like, here, watch this. So in that sense, like every scenario, even in this Taylor Swift thing, which we're going to get into, the fact that like the name of the video is what is a question. We don't fucking know. Like literally, but most people I think that videos or critique videos or reaction videos or vlogger shit or whatever that is always this stuff. This show is the shit we fuck with, and we're going to go over some of the shit we missed, as well as sharing some new shit that leads us to. You know what I mean? Like it's an exploration, brother.
That's a good segue. That's a good segue into talking about the Taylor Swift thing, because I do think we have to address it, because there was some pretty people were calling Pat out, and they were writing whole fucking paragraphs.
I mean, lists, dude, like this.
Yeah, there was a whole fucking there was a whole novel down there breaking down why Pat's a fucking idiot.
Lots of likes on that one too. People are like, "You nailed it."
Dude, and
damn, what the fuck?
Well, dude, I'll say this: a lot of times when you talk about some of people's beloved, I got a taste of it on my other YouTube channel. I posted a video. I said, "This is why I'm done with Andrew Tate," and I was shitting on Andrew Tate. Yo, thank God they don't show the dislikes, because the dislikes are fucking crazy on that video. Dude, it's so funny. It's so funny how fucking pussy the Top G's fans are. Now, in their defense, I was coming out hot. I was coming out fucking swinging, just saying expletives and this and that. But like my whole thing with Andrew, it was just making me laugh. We don't have to get into all that actually, because this is a music show. But my whole thing with that is like Andrew Tate's fans are do not disrespect Daddy. They get really upset. But to bring it back to why I brought that up, to bring it back to the Taylor Swift video, I'll give ourselves some fucking props. we still had like twice as many. There was a lot of dislikes, but we had like twice as many likes to dislikes. So I was proud of myself on that. I was like, we put out some quality content to break the barrier to still hold the wall, I should say, on the angry Swifties. But
it was a thing where enough of people in support of us were able to still keep the ratio on the positive side as opposed to the negative. But also the main contention that I think people had in the comments that I noticed was
talk about this, because the main point was that you got a key bit of info wrong, Pat. What did you get wrong?
This is my favorite part of all of this, Andy. Is the fact
just
that
apologize. Just fucking.
I listen. I googled. I was like, oh, I got it wrong. Holy shit!
Yeah.
I had no idea. Because yes, I can just look at this list of that this person typed, but I don't know if they're not sourcing anything.
Wait, before you get into this, can I say this? You know what my instincts are when I see someone make a list like that to be like
that's on the desktop.
Yeah, why is Taylor Swift re-recording her first 6 albums? A much-needed refresher. When I see a list this long, my instinct is to go, this person is next-level autistic. They're probably right. And I go, Pat must have just got something wrong, because that's crazy. I didn't read one bit of that.
Nope, I didn't read one word of this. Well, except for the fact that they're like, first of all, she did not refuse to buy her master. She was not, and it's like,
break it down real quick. What did you say? And then what was the counter? And then what's the reality?
What I said originally was that Taylor Swift was offered to buy her masters, right? From the original things or whatever. And then she did not. She denied them, said no. And then the person, I guess Scooter, this other gentleman that everyone hates, that dastardly fool, went up under her and purchased them.
That's hot.
Right? Yeah, he went up under her, right? That was I'm pretty sure this is what happened. This is what happened. This is what I've heard. Somebody, but also with the preface of saying we are people who are not active fans of Taylor Swift, except for the fact that you do like blank space. That was a big contention. We kept calling it blank spaces, and people were like, "It's blank space." We got every part of. I don't even know if her name is Taylor Swift. Is it Tailor? Taylor?
I think it's a Y.
So they corrected me and said she was not. She did not deny the offer.
Yeah.
And they were bought out from under her, right?
Yeah.
So when I said, "Oh my God, I should fact check myself," so I looked it up. I said, "What's the whole Taylor Swift scenario?" And the results that I got were Taylor Swift was offered her masters. She did not like the deal, so she refused it.
So the thing you said?
Yep. So I like, and if there are more details to it, so be it. You're right. I'm wrong. The internet's wrong. Everyone but that isn't a diehard Taylor Swift fan is absolutely wrong. And how could we ever go on living our lives not dedicating every single second to this blonde beauty? I am so immensely sorry that I cannot live another day with these genitals. And by the end of this stream, I guarantee I will chop them off in your honor and as a penance to the God that is Taylor Swift. Please forgive me and watch our content about metalcore and hardcore music from the 2008s.
Can I show you my favorite comment on here?
Yes, please.
Because I was just watching. There's this new.
That was my main gripe was the fact that I did not get that wrong. That's what happened.
Well, dude, we live in I've been there so many times with certain things. I'm trying to remember the last time, but there's that thing where you're talking to someone, and like we live in this day and age where like I just feel like people are just so. It's so funny because we live in a bigger age of like. I hate using the term disinformation, but there's just so many alternate facts getting thrown out there about fucking everything that it's crazy when you talk to someone who's super confident about a news story. It's like, dude, unless you were there, like, it's like you could, any news story that happened, go down the fucking list of the different articles, and it'll be like a polar opposite here and there. So someone will hit, you'll be like, oh, I've just known this fact my whole life.
Yeah.
Or just known this thing, this obvious thing about this other thing, and then someone hits you with a counter to that, which is the most confidence I've ever seen in the fucking world, and it like throws you the fuck off. So that's what I'm assuming happened to you, where you're like, no, I read that somewhere, and then someone comes at you, someone comes at you with the craziest level of fucking confidence that it like. I get thrown off by that because my instincts. It's actually similar to when,
not to mention, I'm sorry, I just so I don't forget this point. They're bringing up this point of contention to say you're absolutely wrong, but they are 100% biased. I am not on Scooter's side. I am not on Taylor's side. I, as a 100% neutral person in here, somebody who does not have a fucking a horse in the game or whatever, will not believe you giving me those facts because you have a fucking bias, you asshole. you stupid dickhead. You're correcting me. You're going, Taylor Swift's the best. Here's why you're wrong. It's like, well, I'm not going to. I'm not going to say somebody that's a fan. Like, I'm not going to listen to a mask manufacturer about why we need to wear masks. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, of course you guys want us to wear masks. Let's talk to the no. And I also get it's funny. I always love too when people do the thing where they just basically they peg you as this and that. And I was explaining this to someone recently where like I'll get pegged as a certain type of thing in certain conversations because of what I'm like defending per se, and they'll be like, "Oh, you're just defending that because you're this, and that." It's like when Trump came into power and people would just like lie about him, and you'd be like, "Well, that's actually wrong." And they're like, "Oh, what? Do you love Trump? Do you want to suck his fucking sweet dick?" And you're like, "No. You just said a thing that was inaccurate. Like, I'm just correcting you." And like, this is what I was telling the person a while ago, where I was just like, 9 times out of 10, I don't have a fucking dog in the fight. Yeah. I'm just autistic, and you can't say things that are false around me. Like, you just can't, or I'll get annoying. Right. It's just how I am.
What do they benefit from this? What do they benefit from supporting this billionaire? Like, it doesn't make any sense to me. You can, it's, and I'm not disparaging her name. So what I think what happened here is she did a little reverse Chappelle. Instead of signing a shitty deal that you don't like, you said, I'm not going to sign this shitty deal that I don't like. You let somebody else sign it. They made some money off of it. And then you said, I was offered a shitty deal. I'm going to re-record my albums because I'm a victim. And then you're going to re-release them, and everybody's going to be like, we're here for you, Taylor.
Well,
there's like, oh, no, you'll only make, $47 billion instead of, $60 billion because you don't have the fucking masters. You know what I mean? Like, who the fuck cares, right? More music.
That comes from the fact that there's like 2 or 3 layers of fans for anything. Right. There's the first layer of fans, and Taylor Swift's actually like a really good example for this, where she has her first layer of fans, which are the true believers who basically, because that was a big thing we started realizing when we were like looking more into the Taylor Swift shit, where it was like she's, like the thing she was saying about Spotify. She was like, Spotify needs to give a better cut to the artists and stuff like that. And while on the surface, that's a strong argument. Yeah, give bands more money. But then you start looking at why she's saying it, and it's because she's setting up to re-record her music. Setting up to re-record her music, so when she puts out her music, she can make more money. Now, there's like 2 things happening. She's making a good point in like a disingenuous way. So there's the first layer of Taylor Swift fans who see her saying all the stuff she's saying. They're the true believers. They're buying into it 100%. There's another layer of Taylor Swift fans that don't care about all that. They just like the fucking songs.
Right.
And then there's another layer, I guess, that probably gives a shit about that. We'll fucking debate and this and that. But then they'll be like, but the music's still fucking good. Like there's bands I'm trying to think of one. There's like Rage Against the Machine. I think they're all fucking annoying commies, but like the music's fun. It's really good. It's really good music to work out to.
Yeah.
What we're experiencing right now is the people who are gonna find our videos and aggressively comment on them are the true believers. We are dealing with true believers. Yeah. Except my girl Desi right here. This comment I loved. Sorry, I forgot I wanted to bring this up. She said, I'm asking this question every day. It's just normal people. People are obsessed. And then this just made it seem like Taylor Swift has a dark, dark past. Look into what just happened in Mexico. And I don't want to, because I want to assume it was something scary and like the CIA got involved, because that's more fun in my head.
So my thing, it was like a cartel. She's part of a beheading or some shit. Like that's like crazy. No,
bro,
so
if she's a drug kingpin, I will be a Swiftie 1000%.
So this was my thing, right? Like I had no opinion truly on Taylor Swift, really, because like I feel like she really started getting heat. This is like, as somebody again from the outside who I had no hot or cold about her whatsoever. Mm-hmm. But I started hearing about her. She's doing all this shit she's breaking up with all these guys, and she's just writing these albums. She breaks up with a guy. She can't ever make a relationship work. Oh, she went to her friend's wedding and made a scene. It's like, well, she's famous. It's not her fault necessarily, but or whatever. All this other shit, like weird drama shit. But I'm always like, I don't give a fuck, right? But it was that streaming thing. I remember when that streaming thing happened, and I brought this up to you. I know I remember us talking about it.
That bugged you.
That was it bugged the shit out of me, because she's going like, guys, we need to think of independent artists and all these smaller bands on these streaming services not getting a good cut of the streams. Yeah. But that fucking little conniving young lady never named one fucking band. She didn't say, name names, Taylor. Because guess what? Oh, and by the way, BT Dubs, over the next couple of years, I'll be re-releasing all my albums on streaming services. And then, by the way, I'll get even more of a bigger cut, because they'll be my masters. Because, by the way, guys, I went through a really hard contract discussion. I didn't get a good deal, and I just got 87 billion instead of, you know what I mean? Like, fuck off, dude. Well, and that's where I go, like, I felt like that was a fake ass thing. That's a fake gesture. But then she gave $50 million or so to her staff and everything like that. And I'm like, who are you paying off? Because look at what happened to Lizzo recently with the bananas. You know what I mean? What are you doing on tour, Taylor? Why? Because otherwise, you know what I'm saying? Like, so now I don't really trust anything. I don't trust what you're saying anymore. So like, if she's saying I didn't get a good deal and they took advantage of me, no, you didn't. You didn't like the deal, so you didn't take it. That's all it was.
Here's the real thing to do, because you said I don't know what to trust anymore. Don't ever like for real though, like, bro, have to, like, when dude, if you walked into like a corner deli and you're looking at the fucking Middle Eastern guy and he's like, hey, buddy, you look so good today. I make it extra special for you. Don't trust that guy.
Right. He means it. What?
He's not making it extra special for you. Oh, Pat's here. I give you the good donuts.
Yeah, he get, like, what are you talking about? He likes my shirt. He says it every time. Well, you don't think he actually likes my shirt? Andy, is that what you're saying to me?
I talked to him. He go, this a fat guy buy lots of donuts. I tell him he have good shirt.
His accent changed too.
Yeah, I'm bilingual. Andy don't get good in press. Patty, you will come in and you will buy the donuts.
Oh my God, where'd this guy come from?
Oh, I'm his brother. We're all adopted.
Like how none of them have names. I'm his brother.
I am ethnic 1. I am an ethnic 2.
I love our act outs.
Are they act outs, or am I just being racist?
Are they act out? Or are they culturally insensitive? Who knows?
Yeah.
Nobody knows. But I do
Yeah,
agree.
we just want to change the music industry. Oh, Peter, how are you doing today?
Saw Taylor Swift fans. So sorry.
Oh,
I wanted to say
this will be the best way to get overly progressive bands to like us if we do
this is what you like.
accents.
Also, no feedback yet from the Zayo thing, so maybe that didn't. Because I really didn't think about that either until you were saying something about saying that a band is super conservative can be kind of bad sometimes. But I was.
Oh, you're wait, we're still on Tay Tay. Well, not Tai Tai. We're still on Tay Tay.
Yeah, not Tai Tai. Sorry, Tay Tai.
No one will ever be Tai Tai.
Yeah.
But no. God damn it! I can really like lose my thought by just riffing on racist accents.
Yeah. Hey, we could really get lost in racial slurs. I know.
It's my one true love. That's
our Patreon show.
But no, like that's our Patreon joke. Show slurs. No, the thing I was saying, it's like, dude, if you went like, it's this weird thing people fucking do where like if you go to the fucking mechanic. Everyone assumes the mechanic's fucking them a little, which they are, by the way.
Yeah.
Like last two times I've gone. I need another seltzer. Last two times, can I talk?
I didn't say anything.
You didn't. I'm kidding.
Talk to your fucking gastrointestinal brother.
I will fucking not, dude. I'm 33 and I'm gonna eat like I'm in my 20s. Get fucked. Anyway,
I'm at the mechanic.
So I was listening to Taylor Swift.
Swifties, don't take it so personally. We're fucking fat idiots, you losers. Stop being so stupid.
We're so fucking fat and stupid.
Don't be dumber than us. Don't sink to our level. Go float on with her.
Oh, so like, dude, like last two times I went to the fucking mechanic. They're like, dude, the mechanic walked out and they're like, all right, here's what we're doing. It'll be $800. I instinctually go, $800? And she goes, let me walk back there real quick. Comes back out, it's magically $500. No, like the prices are fake over there. And then you know what I mean?
They're like, oh, do we go too high?
Was that too much money? Was that too much money?
Six is too high too, right? Okay.
5. It costs 5. You don't seem to be mad about 5.
5's cool. We can do 5.
Dude, and then I got my oil change the other day, and they were like, "Do you want to set up a credit card with us? You'll get it half off." I was like, "Oh, I already have a credit card with you guys." They're like, "Oh, okay." And the guy's like, "I took 25 off." Like the numbers are just pretend over there.
Yeah,
you know,
it's so crazy, dude. It's so crazy.
They're just so pretend.
Crazy. It's almost like it's low key, like almost as bad. Who was that? Skrillex? Not Skrillex. Who's the guy? Skrelly.
I'm so excited to know who you meant to say.
Skrelly? Is it Skrelly?
Martin Shkreli?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Farmer
That's
Bro.
Close. That's close. But and they kind of look alike too. But they were. I feel like
I'll give you that. They do look like.
There's a mechanic version of that guy. Like there's some guy that's out there that's every mechanic to some extent. They're just like you said, it's like, oh, it's well, I can give you like 4 tires for free. Like what? Oh, but because I'm gonna doing your transmission, and you got to be, and those wipers are gonna be 75. Like, dude, I don't. It's just. It just please is it legal? Can I take my car? Can I have my car back? How much?
Just have set prices. Just have set fucking prices.
Yeah. Why? Show me a list. Like every time I've gone to the mechanic, the only thing I've made sure to say anything to them is like, can you just tell me what I need to fix today so that I can get out of here?
Oh, dude, that's every single time. I go, what needs to be fixed?
Right. They're like, they give you that sheet. Low, and I'm like, are they low or are they done?
But the point I was trying to make is like you go to the mechanic, and at the mechanic you go like, I don't know if this guy, but I don't know if this guy's giving me a good deal, but I also don't know how to fucking fix my car, so I kind of have to. So it's like you go to your local mechanic with that mindset. But then people go, well, I listen to Taylor Swift every day, and she says nice things into my ears, like, you know, and like she makes me believe in myself and blah, 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 because I listen to her songs that are overproduced a bunch of times. But so why would Taylor Swift not be completely honest with me? And now, for the record, I'm assuming she's not like an awful person.
No, I don't think
she's probably like but it's like, back to the example you had before. Like when you hear Taylor Swift go, I'm just doing this because I care about bands. You go, yeah, bitch. What are we trying to do? What's
Yeah.
and that's what you got when you look at like these big entities or big corporations. You like just go to them and go, what's the result we're going to get? And then you see if you get that result. And that's how you grade Taylor Swift. Like you were saying, you see the results. And you were saying from your perspective, it didn't feel like they fucking brought the results. So fuck off. You're just being a fucking phony.
Yeah, that's all. It doesn't matter. And also it really just doesn't matter. I like we're legitimately in that video, we were just saying, what the fuck is the deal with her fan? I don't even remember what the fucking video was about necessarily. I just know that like the fact that I was like, oh cool, look at all those views. And I'm like, let me just dip into the comments for oh boy. And I was just kind of like, yeah, there's a when it's first of all, and then like the fucking thesis that we saw, it's nuts. And then you see how I just went through and just kind of disliked a lot of the comments. That's really all I do. I didn't really read any of them. If they weren't directly in support of us, I made sure just to dislike it. But I didn't really read any of those other ones because I'm not going to retain any of that information. But I do appreciate the interactions. I will not try to be better whatsoever as far as concerning Taylor Swift information. I will just go by what I've heard and my opinion. But anything else, other bands, like Capra and other things, I'm going to make sure that like I want to give dates because I want to give like a real good like commercial for some of these bands too. Like, you know what I mean? Like I'd like to honestly, what I want to do is I want to be in their bands. I want to be their friends and I want to be on tour with them and I want to work the merch booth or something and just want to hang out with them. Andy, I don't want to talk to these mean Swift fans anymore. I want to go on tour with Capra.
I want to befriend Tyler and I want to destroy him.
Yeah, I want to be friends with Tai Tai and I want to destroy Tai Tai.
All right, so with all due respect, so let's move on to another topic I wanted to get into. What did I text you? I felt like
you hated.
I know, but I felt like it was a fun text. What I said.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Oh yeah, I said I just texted you a song. I go, this song sucks. Want to talk about it next ep. And then you go, got it, pal. I'll make sure we cover it completely. Yeah. And then I go, oh yeah, and I was asking if you were good to podcast, but no. I saw this song came up on my Discover Weekly or no, I think it was like the new music one. Because there will be Spotify pretty good at making playlists and shit. No, it was Discover Weekly. So there's this band, and I'm not coming at this band specifically, but with all due respect, this song is very bad. I'm not. It's not anything personal to the guys. It's just the song you created is dog shit.
Your art is terrible, and you should feel terrible.
No, and I've been noticing this other. I've been noticing this other thing. We've talked about that like Tom McDonald guy, and there's some rappers like these like anti-woke rappers, and it's this funny thing where I'll see a lot of these people, and I'll listen to their lyrical content, and I go, I probably like on paper agree with a lot of what you're saying, like that Tom McDonald guy. Not everything, because he seems like a conservative and I'm a libertarian, but like generally speaking, I bet you me and that Tom McDonald guy can come to terms on a lot of things. But then when it ever comes to that, to like making music, it is always bad. Like it's always bad. Like I am a huge... Like, I think all those people that roll their eyes at, like, cancel culture, like, they looked at Louis C.K. and they showed the fact that, like, a couple months ago, he played The Garden. They're like, oh, yeah, really? Cancel culture's real? And you're like, wow, you just really skipped over that middle part of how he got back to The Garden.
The whole movie. He had, like, a movie that was coming out.
He had a movie, like, and also, he just couldn't show his face around town for, like, a year or two. And now that he does, he still gets, like, what are you talking about? And then... I'm like a big, like, the woke stuff in general. I think it's all backed by Marxism, and I think it's goofy and blah, blah, blah. But, dude, if I hear a rapper say, you know, fuck these woke motherfuckers, I'm like, ugh. shut up. Or if I hear the phrase cancel culture in a song, I want to off myself, dude. And I'm like, what is that? How? Because there's one band, Backwards. Shout out Eric July and Backwards. They are and I think this is what the trick is. So Backwards is not necessarily a libertarian band. They're a band full of libertarians.
Yeah.
And I think because that's the problem with Tom McDonald is he's like I'm a conservative, anti-woke, anti-cancel culture rapper, and it's just like, no, dude, just rap about the fucking shit, and then it ends up because I don't know. I'm all over the place. Where are you at with this stuff? Because I know we try not to get too deep into politics on here. It comes up once in a while. I know you're sort of apolitical generally, but you probably fall more on like a Democrat probably like 10, 20 years ago, right?
The only way I truly support the police is their love of donuts. That's pretty much the only thing I see eye to eye with on most of the
when you realize they can't be all bad. It's just
they're not all bad
apples.
They have good taste. You know what I'm saying? Their cuisine. I love coffee and donuts too, so it can't be all wrong. Hey, broken clock's right twice a day. But I think this actually, it's funny because this reminds me of, and I think a really easy way to like address this is kind of to take an advertising tactic that I remember hearing a while back. And it's like, whenever you're talking about your product, right? Anytime you're talking about your product, I personally feel like the idea that I've adapted into my life has been like, once you mention the competitor's name, you lost. Because now, as soon as you say that we're anti-woke, you got me like you're. It's not like saying like, oh, you could send people over to that other side, but why are you even bringing up their name? So like for the longest time, like I didn't think that there was an Android phone or Android was even competitive to iPhone for the longest time until there was Android phone commercials where they weren't mentioning the iPhone and they weren't comparing it to the iPhone. They were just saying, this is our phone. Look at our phone. They weren't going, our phone's better than their phone. Now you're advertising their phone too, stupid. Why are you even advertising that there are woke people? Just be you, baby boy.
And I think that's such a good point because that is very that kind of heightens the problem with conservatives a lot of times. Because there's this dude, Michael Malice. He has this great phrase where he goes, conservatism is progressivism driving the speed limit. Because if you look at conservatives now, they're just like Democrats 20 years ago. It's just the same shit, and it's because conservatives traditionally don't like what the left side is good at is leading with this is what we want. This is what we want. And the conservatives is just, their whole position is just like, all right, let's slow down a little bit, buddy. Yeah. Also, can we bomb some brown people? Can we do that while we just pull it back a little bit? Like, that's the conservative viewpoint on a lot of stuff. So it inherently makes them reactionary. It inherently makes them an entity that just sits there. They wait for the left and progressives to do something. Then they go, I don't know about all that. Not in my small town, you son of a bitch piece of shit.
That song's a reaction to their that's exactly the thing. If like instead of just singing about your small town, you only brought up your small town in reaction to go ahead and try to, you know what I mean? Like it's like this thing of like nobody was offering, we weren't even talking about that to you.
And to bring it back to Backwards, because I always go back to this line. So Backwards has this one line in their song, and I go, this should be cringe, but there's something about it that it fucking hits. And they literally say in the song, there's this book called Road to Serfdom. It's about why socialism's bad. And so they're kind of rap, rock, metalcore band, and they have this one part where they're kind of, they're breaking it down a little bit. The lead singer's rapping a little bit, and he starts off with the line. He's like, you should read The Road to Serfdom. And when you were saying your shit earlier, and I was like, oh, the reason that hits is it's because it's him just being like, yo, this is the shit that I like and I think you should
Right.
fuck with. Like,
Yeah.
it's just, it's Eric July going, this is the fucking shit. It's not Tom McDonald being like, you guys are fucking dorks. You guys are jerks. Stop doing your shit. And it's like, this is why I wanted to bring it up to you. Cause like, I need fucking different type of eyes on it. Cause you make such a good point where it's like, stop telling me, like, tell me what's good, not what like you're crying about.
It's like what's the term in wrestling? It's like cheap heat in wrestling. It's like essentially you're bringing up the woke agenda. It's Kid Rock does this shit like in every one of his songs now. But like his most recent song, we're like, ain't nobody gonna tell me how to live. Like I fucking nailed that. but he also has like some like he goes like fucking woke culture, and like he's just bringing up these things to get you angry, and then he can go, and you know what I say? Fuck you. And it's just like it's like this, it's calling somebody to tell them you're not talking to them. It's fucking cringe. It's gay, dude. Like, what are you doing? Grow up.
Yo, that's so on point. Calling some dude, I'm getting that tattooed on my fucking wrist. Calling someone no, for real though, like it's like when someone goes like, but it's like when someone gives you a whole diatribe about someone they're pissed at, and then they end it with, but I don't care. And it's like,
oh, yeah, you planned that. You had that written out, you liar.
You had a whole
this in your car a million times. Trust me, from somebody who does it often. Like I you know what I mean? Like I just take a thought sometimes when I'm driving and running, and I just talk over what music I'm listening to and yell at somebody for no reason and just get it out, because it's one of those things of like, it's not going to do anything. You're just going to be screaming into a void. But it's if what you're doing is, oh yeah, you don't like what I'm saying, like nobody has brought what you set up whatsoever.
Yeah.
But you're bringing up this fake, it's literally getting into an argument with somebody that doesn't it's getting into an argument with a hypothetical situation. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's like,
you're gonna try to cancel me?
No.
What was the thing you said earlier?
It's calling somebody to tell them you're not talking to them.
Yeah. God damn, I love that. Can I make just a sidebar on my original point? It's okay to be mad about stuff. Like when people when like there's this weird thing where you just have to act like nothing gets you angry. You don't care about anything, blah blah blah. And it's like, no, if you go on a long diatribe, it's okay to be like, yeah, I kind of care about that. Am I at a fucking 10 all the time about it? No, right. This might be that's another thing. You should be able to have labels on whenever you're talking about something. You should have a label in front of it letting you know, like, I'm speaking my mind, but just so you know, in the grand scheme of things, this is a 4 to me.
Right. And you have to you yeah, exactly. That's a great point. You also have to realize that you if you're doing it if it's self-inflicted, like you're an adult, dude. If you are tired of what's happening on social media, then you need to fucking get off social media, you stupid shithead, because it's like complaining about putting on pants that are too tight. Buy bigger pants or lose weight. It is your problem. If you have a problem with it, like you said, you can't, if it's a thing that like it's not about your existence. It's literally about what you're choosing to do. So if you're saying like, well, I open up my phone and then I see something, and it's always a country, you know, that's another problem too. I feel like your point with backwards is like, there's very little, like, I'm sure there's plenty of examples, but there are many less. There's way fewer bands that are bands, like hardcore metal bands or anything like that are conservative. They do tend to lean like Christian, country, or whatever the fuck Kid Rock is.
There you are.
American Badass.
Wait, you cut out a little bit.
Okay, where did you end me on? Or where?
I just said hello. How you doing? Thanks for coming on the show.
Okay, welcome to Danzig Era Misfits. This is Pat George with the late great Andy Mallard.
We didn't do the joke.
I did just now.
Yeah,
I was in a good point anyway. I'll kill myself.
No, it's fine. Thank you. But no, that's a good point too. Is like a lot of times. Well, this is also too reflective of. I always go back to this fucking this one Instagram reel I saw from. He makes good content. I enjoy his content. I've just recently been not a huge fan of his opinions, but this dude Ska Tune Network. He takes songs and does like good ska covers of them. Like he did a ska cover of fucking that one A Punk by Vampire Weekend that was really good. Like check out his YouTube channel. He does really good covers, but he'll like post these videos where he's like gets political, and it's this fucking thing that just makes me cringe where he's like you literally can't be a punk and be a conservative, and you're like, all right, dude, fuck off. It's like, come on, man. Like you can't, like, you know what's not punk rock? Like hardcore gatekeeping and rule setting. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, you know, and also too, you're also just wrong. It was funny. Within that week, I saw another thing pop up where they were interviewing these like punks on, you know, some show from the fucking 80s, and there's some chick with like black eyeliner and spiky hair and pins through her nose, and she's like, I'm a fucking Republican and shit. It's like, no, it's not about
Life starts at conception.
But no,
You gotta die.
You gotta in your mother's womb, die for your
You gotta die in your mother's room. Nowhere else.
die cause your mom is a slut. No, I'm
Yeah, come on, hey Andy, take it easy.
No, you know what?
You brought it to a dark place.
Women should have more abortions. They should have so many abortions. I fucking love abortions.
Double them up. Let's get two. You should start getting pregnant just to start practicing.
Up the numbers.
Get the doctors better. More doctors.
Yes, dude. I saw a funny video about Canada being a socialist hellhole, and there was this lady. Because you know how they're like, you know how in Canada they're like, hey, are you behind on rent? Are you a little sad? Maybe you should kill yourself.
Oh no.
Yeah, dude. They're having like government, like you can like kill yourself through the hospital and shit.
Really?
And
Where?
In Canada.
In Canada?
Are you
awesome.
moving?
No, dude. I know this is a very strange stance to take, but I am very pro suicide. I like, not like as far as like, but I feel like there should be, so much so that there should be like assisted suicide. I'm tired.
There is. You move to Canada, dude. They'll encourage you. They'll encourage you to you. All right. They'll encourage you to kill yourself. Go to Canada.
Yeah, I feel like, well, no, I mean, they'll just as long as they help, you know, they're like, hey, how can we help you there, bud? You need a glass of milk?
Yeah, I don't think
a glass of poison milk.
I don't think it's a good sign when the government's encouraging you to kill yourself. I think that's
not encouraging, but like, you know, helping out.
They are though. They're literally like, there's people who are like fucking depressed and they can't pay their rent, and the government's like, you can kill yourself.
You know, half of Canada's on fire. You should probably just go.
But no,
you should probably go. Just get out of here. Go ahead and get out. You know, we're gonna die.
But no, the point, I was watching the thing, and there was this lady who worked with like the government assisted suicide program. She was like, I was originally an abortion. She was like, I was originally giving out abortions, and now I'm working for the government assisted suicide. I was like, oh, so you just love killing motherfuckers, lady.
Yeah.
you just love every form, young, old. You're like, I gotta kill some fucking people.
She's like, yeah, I was, I like doing it early, but I wanted to see what it was like to do it when I was like, they're older.
I want to see the full grown version of what I'm murking, dude.
Yeah, I'm like, hey, what's it like when they get hair?
What's it like if I let them have all their dreams and hopes?
That is pretty cool. That's pretty cool about Canada. I didn't know about that. Good for them.
Nah, dude, that sucks ass.
See, this is why this show works. We are two. You would think by watching this show and looking at both of us, you'd go like, these guys think exactly alike. And I'm like, nope. Turns out we found one thing that we were disagreeing on. Also, how do you feel about donuts again?
What?
Did you have donuts with you or something? You brought it up earlier, and now I can't stop thinking.
I really don't like you joking about a world where I don't like donuts. That's offensive and crazy. I don't even want to think of a hypothetical where I don't like donuts. That's fucking nuts, Pat.
Wow. Here's where the show ends. This is where it all unravels.
Hey, do me a big favor. Get your shit together.
Hey, I told you I was gonna, except for the Taylor Swift stuff. Everything else, I'm gonna get my shit together.
You know what? I don't care, dude. Move to Canada, kill yourself, do whatever you fucking want.
They'll do it for me, Andy. So fuck you.
No, dude, there was literally this fucking lady. She's like in a wheelchair, and she was like an army vet and shit. And she just wanted to get clearance so she could make like a ramp leading outside so she could go to the beach, and like that was never getting approved. And she was like getting more depressed, and the government was like looking at it like, yo, lady, this is gonna take a while to get approved. Do you just want to kill yourself?
No, but that is a good option. That's an option, a great option. You know, when you call like an automated service sometimes and they're like, your wait will be 25 minutes. It could be like, your wait will be 25 minutes. If you would like, you can press 2. We will call you back, or just kill yourself.
We will send an
agent.
agent.
Kill yourself.
We will send an agent to your house to kill you.
Yeah, man, that's just, I like that they have that option. It's like, okay, look, we could send an appeal over to the office over there. If we can get it certified, if you know a notary, or oh, actually, you know what? You can actually just kill yourself if you want. Have you thought about that? I mean, in that way you don't even have the wet ramp. You know. It's cool. I mean, I was just in the DMV and I kind of felt like I wanted to kill myself, and I didn't know that there was like, if there was a room for it or something, then they could have, you know.
Hey man, I'm a libertarian. You should have the right to do whatever you want, but I do not want to live in a society where the government is fucking encouraging you to murk yourself.
That's mad.
Crazy.
I got mad because there's my favorite bridge back in Florida got
they lowered it. You were gonna jump off of it. You're like, it ain't as high anymore.
Even worse, Andy. Even worse. They block my view now. They put up a wall because too many dickheads were jumping off the top of it, and they put up a wall and they go, good, now we solve suicide. No more deaths. And it's like, come on, no, man. I like looking out there. The Skyway.
Well, also because I could see. I feel like you're overly like. What's the fucking? You're like overly intellectualizing. Retarded. Yeah, you're mentally retarded.
You're overly stupid, Pat. Is that what you're thinking? We finish each other's sentences sometimes.
We finish each other's brains. Retarded. I killed myself. No, I just remember watching this documentary about the fucking Golden Gate Bridge. You know, this dude, which it's always my fun fact to point out. This dude set up a camera to record all these people jumping off the bridge, but never did anything to like interject. Like he just had all this footage of people trying to kill themselves, but like just never seemed to want to interject. But no, he interviewed these people that like jumped off the bridge and still survived. And 10 out of 10 times, the people who survived, they said that their thought immediately after jumping was, oh, fuck, why did I do this? Fuck.
Yeah, because they probably all have fucking medications at home that would have done it a lot nicer at home. You know what I mean? Like if they're like, boy, I'm sure there's probably a couple of them that were like, boy, I wish there was a better way. Yikes. Oh,
old contrarian Pat.
And how many of them were pulled out of the water like, leave me?
That's what you said. None of them. Not one.
All of them.
I just said that. None of them.
Afterwards, they're like, yeah, thanks for all that stuff. And then they went to the hospital and they got medical bills. And then they went back to their life. And they're like, I have a new perspective because I have CTE now. You know what I mean? Like maybe you
don't get CTE from one bridge jump, Pat.
Oh.
You get it from years in the
NFL.
NFL.
Was a doctor.
You think one bridge jump's gonna give you CTE? No, dude.
It's not gonna help it.
You got a dude flying headbutts for fucking 20 years straight, and then your secret gay lover has to die, and then you murder your family. That's how you get CTE.
I feel like
the reference.
Yeah, I got that one.
Okay.
I don't think I knew about the lover part.
Oh yeah, him and go watch Dark Side of the Ring. Him and Eddie Guerrero were gay as shit together. It's so obvious.
Really? I remember watching that. I don't remember. For some reason, maybe I didn't pick that up. That was a 2-parter, right?
You were Googling places to kill yourself. You weren't paying full attention.
I was protesting this goddamn bridge getting blocked up, and I was
you were standing on the bridge watching it on your phone, and then someone grabbed you off before the episode was over, before you got to them being,
leave me here.
I want to finish this, then finish me.
It's almost over. Yeah, that's exactly what it was. But yeah, shout out to the Skyway Bridge out at, on the way to Sarasota, Florida. It is one of the greatest bridges. It's so much fun, but then they ruined it because all those knuckleheads trying to jump off the top.
This comment's really funny. Seriously, identifying as a punk as an adult, short of being Tim Armstrong, is wild.
Yeah, yeah, dude. I gotta
But-
say that it is kind of weird to say like to say like punk rock. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But like, but also, I guess that's ultimately one of those things. Is like we're kind of we're defending a thing that ultimately, like, I don't know if I would be like it, after a while. It's almost like how I feel sometimes about when I start when I talk about the like belt rankings in like martial arts. The fact that like if somebody asked me once like,
Do you wish
if-
there were suspender rankings?
I kind of do, man, because honestly, my belt is too small.
You're not that fat. You're not that fat. I met you fat, so it's just fat jokes.
But no, when I got promoted, I think they gave me the wrong size belt. I don't know if they did it on purpose. If they was like, "Hey, this is your gold belt,"
they're wrapping it around you. You just went.
honestly. But it's somebody asked me one, like they're like, if they took away the belt rankings, would you stop training? And I was like, no. But so like it's kind of like how
Wait,
much.
I didn't. You just made a squeak. What'd you
No,
say?
it would be no. It would be I would still totally train. It wouldn't
Yeah.
matter to me. So it's kind of like the same thing of like,
Who said that?
I
mean,
think
I probably don't know him.
no, I
But
think
wait, what was the point they were trying to get across? I'm sorry, that just seems. Would you still train if they got rid of? Yeah, I want to learn to protect. I want to learn to fight people and shit.
So
what
it's
the fuck
kinda
are you
like-
talking about?
it's measuring your success in jiu-jitsu, but it's also like saying like it's kind of like having the same. It's like the debate with Punk is like saying like you're gonna sit here and defend Punk and like what it is to you for so long, but ultimately after a while, like the fact that it just kind of exists is enough. Like it's not just for. It's like the same. I don't know if the analogy translates exactly the same, but it's like one of those things of like saying, like if you're doing jujitsu if you're listening to Punk just to like uphold your rules of Punk, then I think you're doing it for the wrong reasons. If you're training jujitsu just to get promoted and to say like I'm a black belt and I'm a purple belt or I'm whatever, if you're just doing it for the status and the rules and the pomp and circumstance of it, then I feel like you're not doing it for the art part of it. You're doing it for the the clout part of it. And it's like when you start dictating what it is, then it's like it's not a real art anymore. Then you're just trying to make it your thing.
Well, and I think the problem is that's like what a lot of fucking punk and music in general is. I think it attracts I think I've said this before, but I think it attracts a lot of people who are prone to like, what am I trying to say? Like almost be sort of like lacking of, like, it's the people in the scene outside of, it's the people who just kind of show up and they're like the fans of it, but they don't actually have overabundance of talent.
Yeah.
So they try to like gatekeep a lot of stuff, and they try to set strict parameters, which is ironic on something like punk rock or whatever the fuck, you know? Because like with a lot of that stuff, it always makes me laugh because they have the energy of like, this is for anyone who feels like an outcast. And it's like, yeah, but we know what the rules are.
But what happens? Yeah, but what happens if I feel like an outcast here? You know what I mean? Like then then what?
It's, dude, the perfect example. It's like that fucking forever ago in Philly. I went to this one fucking open mic and they did a thing where every week they gave someone like a 10-minute set. And before the mic started, they were like, "Yo, we're gonna let you have the feature set next week. You could do 10 minutes." This was forever ago. I don't do open mics anymore. I stream on YouTube, guys.
Thank you very much.
I stream on my YouTube channel. Yeah. I don't do open mic comedy.
Look,
but
there's some of these takes on stage coming soon.
But no, so before the show, they like do a feature set, and then I go up. I was like, sure, nice, get to do 10 minutes next week. And so I go up on stage and I do my jokes, and I was doing some jokes about women. I was working something out. They were extra spicy.
I remember this. Yeah, that was
they
long
extra,
time ago.
they were extra spicy. Yeah, it was a while ago, and they were extra spicy. The girls in the audience did not like it. They got very vocal. It became a whole thing. Lemaire. I was texting Lemaire about it. He blew up on. Either way.
It
Oh,
spilled over
actually,
online.
no.
Yeah.
The thing that happened before even Lemaire, being a great friend, blew up about it online. No, but so that whole thing, the girls weren't liking my joke. They complained to the host, and then the host texts me later that night. Being like, "Hey, basically taking the feature spot away from me." Which free 10-minute free. I'm not getting bent out of shape about it. More just the principle of the matter. But the funny part is he goes in the text. He's like, we try to have a very inviting space. And I was like, now
So you're not invited.
yeah, I wish I had. I'll be honest. This was I'm a traditionally non-confrontational person, and now telling the story, the host of this open mic was a pussy, and I'm like, why didn't you just say this? And I just wanted to text him back, going, well, I don't feel very invited. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's like you're trying to have an invite. It's like that's okay. That's not what you mean. That's not what you mean. You're not. You don't want to have an inviting space. You just want to have the specific parameters to be set up for people like you and the women that scream at you. You know what I mean? It's like, no, you're not invited. So that's kind of like my point with fucking music, where they always try to act like we're the spot for the outcasts. Yeah. And it's like, all right, well then go in and tell them you really like Jesus. See what happens. You know what I mean? Tell them you're fucking. Yeah. It's like, so you're not. That's the big problem. And to go back to fucking 12 Roots comment, why it's almost to be worried about, am I a punk? Now, I think there is some value in sort of the whether it's based off people who actually mean it with their chest or not, but the sort of punk rock mission statement of, individuality, DIY, being a good person, yada yada yada, stuff like that. Cuz I'll be honest, that mission statement kind of like it like inspired me when I was younger, and it's why part of the reason why I try to like not be a fucking asshole all the time and try to do the right thing and yada yada yada. And the other part why, back to the Scott2 Network guy, while I did say, pumped out some good music, when I see him post stuff like that, it really gets under my fucking skin, because I was like, this ain't fucking it. This isn't what you fucking think it is. So you're not doing the thing you think you're fucking doing. You're actually being a fucking elitist. You know what I mean? You're actually being like an elitist with this shit. So I get, once you get to a certain age, you shouldn't be walking around being like, am I punk enough? Am I fucking punk enough? But also at the same time, I do think the whether it be based off reality or not, the mission statement of punk is something to sort of like keep a part of you going forward, because I think it helps you not be a fucking piece of shit. And sorry, what were you saying, Pat?
Well, just the fact that just in punk's existence, what the mission statement of punk has changed so many fucking times. Like when it was first started, it was just I want to sniff some glue and fucking my parents don't understand and whatever, blah blah blah. And then it got a little bit more refined of like, with like the Black Flag, like suicidal tendencies kind of thing of like this, like I've got mental problems and my parents don't give a shit and they don't listen to me,
and I just want
and I just want a fucking Dr. Pepper. I changed it, but because honestly, there's better sodas. That's my only problem with that song. It's a great punk song by a metal band that I think. It then changed to like later on where it got a little bit more like political and more emotional and stuff like that. And then definitely more emo, almost even goth type. You know what I mean? Like emo punk, pop punk and shit like that. Like it's each time it's changed, but it's always been catered to the youth. So yeah, if you're an adult
that's a really good point.
Worried about it. But also if you're also somebody that is trying to gatekeep and keep rules down, you need to acknowledge the fact that the fucking mission statement has grown since then. What the view of a punk rock guy or kid or anything has changed. And now it's just a bunch of people putting on those personas instead of just actually being present and just being what punk is present, young and actually like trying to be unabashedly yourself no matter what people think. So like that's the thing, is like the punk is actually has continued, but in a lot of cases it's just like weird. Like I really do like Masked Intruders. Masked Intruder, sorry,
Just in
the band.
general.
Yeah, just like I love those AET commercials. They're great. But but the fact that there's
all those white guys that break into houses at 1 p.m.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, those criminal motherfuckers. That's how it goes. But they have it's like it's also like they're a really great band, but it seems like they were like, damn, we just can't get noticed. We need a gimmick. Oh, they put on fucking ski masks, and then like, but they're still just playing the same. They're a great band, but they just like, you have to be you have to fit into one of these molds now. Like you can't just be a good, genuine band that's singing cool songs, because they're not singing about wearing masks. You know what I mean? Like why are they fucking wearing masks? Because they need a fucking cool gimmick, or they need to be something. And it's like, you either need to have spiky hair, you need to be singing about like how much, my mom sucks. You know what I mean? Like it's you can't just be like, if it, like you said, like if you're a band that's like, I'm conflicted with my beliefs in religion, but like I truly have faith, and I also think that people should have guns. You know what I mean? Like if that's truly what you think, and then you're singing to your truest beliefs, then people are going to be like, that's not fucking punk, because you're not singing about this thing, this thing, this thing, or this thing. And also you can't like this thing or this thing or this thing and be punk.
Yeah.
It's like, fuck you. Maybe that is punk now in 2023. Maybe that is what that is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And just because you're saying it's not makes it more punk. Like, isn't that how it's always been?
Yeah, and my you reminded me too, that thing you just said now and the thing you said earlier, because usually when they make those lists, and this will be my last point on this, but usually when they make those lists, when you make, I'll put it this way. When you make your list of what is and isn't punk rock, if it lines up with everything Joe Biden has ever said, I don't think you're punk rock. Yeah, you're not very punk rock. So let's
this one's called Corn Pop. 1, 2, 3, 4.
We should give Ukraine more of our money. Fuck you if you're addicted to heroin.
Crack Rock Steady has with his son in it. Has his son in his video. Crack Rock Steady. Oh, sorry.
Oh yeah, it's got fucking Hunter in the video.
Look at the dick on that guy.
Yeah. Okay. So what do you want to do next, Pat? Do you wanna debate? Can
I be honest with you? I gotta go pee. Can I go pee real quick?
You gotta go pee,
and you get the full choice.
Absolutely.
Is that okay?
Go piss. Please hurry up. Hurry the fuck up, Pat. So Pat is going pee. Thank you guys for hanging. Pat, go. Pat is going piss. Thank you guys for hanging out. Just a reminder, we're not gonna be doing those fucking music streams, but I will be. I do want to do more of those full album like reactions. I actually saw people in the comments were really digging those, and I gotta be honest, they're very easy and they're very fun for me. But I will not probably. I'm still gonna upload them here. Excuse me, but I'll probably not stream them here. But it'll be a good place to do, good thing to do over on kick.com/IamBigRed, which I am considering on changing that, but they don't let you change it for a month. Because I typed it and I said it, and I was like, I don't know how I feel about that, just like looking at it. Because if you go to my Kick account, it just says it like right there. It just says it right there, and I don't know how I feel about it, but people said they follow. It doesn't look like they followed. It's right there. I am Big Red. I was thinking about changing it to Big Red 610, But that'll be something to figure out in the future. But yeah, I do want to do more of those album streams. Or well, yeah, and then we could do them originally on Kick, and it should be a fun time. Cause it's funny. It feels like cheating, but like I like doing them. I like doing them because I think it's like a way better, more honest way to like review an album. Because a lot of times, like I there's albums I listen to that there's albums I still listen to this day that I listened to hardcore in like high school or college, and then I'll listen to them today. I'll listen to them today, and I feel like I get a different experience from them listening to them today than I did back then. So it's like, and we were joking before. I'm a little autistic. I'm one to focus on things of doing it the right way, and I feel like there's no quote unquote right way to do an album review, but there is the most honest way to do the album review. And I think the most honest way, now it may on the surface come off as like, oh, I'm just trying to fucking be lazy and do a reaction thing. But like to me, as a obnoxious purist that I am when it comes to music, I think the most honest way to do an album review is to do like the live reaction of like it's like, because a lot of times, I'm trying to think of which album it was, but perfect example, the Travis Scott album that came out like a month or two ago. I got heavily influenced by the album because I kept seeing people shit on it, so I inadvertently went into it. I definitely got influenced by Twitter's opinion on that album. I went into that album overly critical of it. And and then I knew going in, if I was gonna do a review, it wouldn't have been as honest as it should have. And I'm like, the most honest way to just talk about an album is to go and sit there with me while I listen to it live, because you can see my expression and you can see genuinely how I felt about it in that moment. I was telling them about I always feel the need to overly justify why I like to do those full album reaction streams. Although I was getting a lot of positive comments for them. I got a few comments being like, "Can we please have more of these?" And I was like, bro, they're the easiest fucking things in the world for me to make. And if you want more of them, I am more than happy to bring them to you. Pat, what's your opinion about them?
About about full album streams? Essentially, I guess it's like, it's good because no matter what, every album, like for the most part, any album that I listen to or any artist that I really respect, or like when they put out a release, the first couple times that I listen to an album, I listen to it like from start to finish. Screenshot the songs that I really like or parts of songs that I really like. Put them. There's a couple listens before I start actually combing through and trying to find songs to add to the playlist, or potential slappy boppers, ones that are undeniable that you can't skip. But I like that's how the artist intended the art to be presented. Do you know what I mean? Like, so like if the first time you are looking at a painting, you look at a picture of a painting on a phone, it's going to take some of the spectacle away from it. There's texture to a painting. There's, the experience of actually going and being in the same room and smelling it and all this other shit. Like I used to be a person. I'm a weird guy. A lot of my memories, I have a lot of connection to like smells and shit like that. So like I would love getting a new album or something like that, listening to it and like reading through the book, smelling the book, it's part of the whole experience. So like if that's how they intended it to be presented, it's much like I was putting it out to the example, Andy, comparing it to like, if you want to see a painting, if the first time you see the painting, it's a picture of the painting on your phone, it takes some of the spectacle away from it. Like, this is how the artist intended the art to be presented. This form, this level, this, from this song to this song in this order. And here's the art that goes with it. Here are the lyrics that go with it. Like, that's how it's supposed to be. So like, I feel like doing a reaction, that's the truest reaction to anything. Like, that's legitimately getting a real-time reaction to the art in the way that the artist intended it. So like, I'm sure that every artist that you have done like would respect that you would give it the time to do that, because honestly, it's only going to, dude, there's not all, like, one of the things my wife says all the time that I love is There's not all
Stop
feedback.
farting.
I hate when she says that. Put the
You're like-
fucking donuts down. No,
No, you can't bring the donut in the bed.
There's not all feedback and truth, or not all feedback is truth, but there is some truth in feedback. Like, so like when you can't just focus on the negative things that may be shared in one of the streams, because legitimately, again, you're coming at it from a true fan, and you're saying like, well, like what do we say about the interludes? Like if you're listening to an album and you're like, it's an interlude, this is pretty good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like whatever.
Yeah.
You know, but if the rest of it's great, maybe next time you're like, maybe you just don't fucking put an interlude in. Is it really important?
Yeah.
You know, you can.
Yeah.
So I think doing it the way, because you just do it real time, like you just listen to it, and then you like talk about it. But there was a really cool. This is a point I think I brought up on our old show, but I don't know if I talked about here. But on one of the list episodes we did, which by the way we should bring back and do almost the same idea.
Oh yeah, like the radio show thing.
Yeah, doing the list episodes of like, you know. But when I was talking
about when I was talking those back.
I was talking about, I think one of the NoFX ones, one of the NoFX lists I did, one of the albums that they put out, they actually also have a commentary track too.
Oh, that's sick.
So after each song, you can listen to Fat Mike kind of explaining like, here's what the song's about, or here's a fun fact about it, or here when we were recording it, this happened. Like each song has some kind of commentary about it, and it's really cool.
Yeah. Real Big Fish did that for one of their live albums.
That's cool.
That was really fun. Yeah, I actually, was it one of their only live album? But yeah, either way, Real Big Fish did a live album, and they did a whole like director's commentary track, like with NoFX. Was it song and then commentary, song and commentary? Was it like that?
No, actually, it's kind of weird. I think, I believe how it was laid out, because it was on Spotify. I don't know if it's like anywhere else, but I think it was laid out, and I think it was from Last Ditch Effort. It's they have like Last Ditch Effort, the album, and then they have Last Ditch Effort, the commentary.
Commentary. Gotcha. So it's an album of just commentary.
Yeah.
Now the Real Big Fish one was cool because it was literally like, and by the way, can streaming services please, for the love of God, bring this back? Dude, it's half the reason I got into podcasting so much. The main reason I got into podcasting is because I was listening to Preston and Steve on my way to high school, and shout out Preston and Steve from Philly, and I fucking loved it, and I wanted to listen to the full episode, so I found podcasts, and I was like, oh, this fucking rules, and it just fucking spiraled out of control from there. And then the other half was, you know, he is a fucking skinny crying psycho now, but shout out Kevin Smith because he made a bunch of really good movies. And then on his DVDs, he would have the director's commentary, and it fucking ruled. They were so fucking funny and good. Like, I got my brother had the DVD for the Clerks animated series, and I actually think I watched the director's commentary for that more than I actually watched the show. Because it's like, I already watched the show a bunch, and it was just fucking, so the commentary was just fucking hilarious. So, streaming services, can we please, they're so much easier to record now. You can do it over fucking StreamYard or Zoom. Can we please bring back the director's commentary? But, so that's how it was with Real Big Fish. You could watch the concert, or you could watch the concert with the commentary over top of it.
Yeah.
It was fun too because they would reveal little shit, and they'd be like, there was one part, I think there was like one or two parts with the guitar or like vocal parts that they had to admit, they're like, we re-recorded this. This is not true live. And it was the kind of thing where it wasn't overly egregious, so you gave them a pass, but they were like, we're bad boys. We re-recorded this in the studio. But yeah, it was like cool little shit. They were they give you like cool little extra shit. So yeah, man, please, for the love of Christ, can we start doing director's commentaries again? I thought they were the fucking best. I love them so much.
Well, maybe that's a hole we could fill, Andy. You never know.
Yeah, dude, I'd love to fill some holes. So actually, there is a big hole. There is a big hole out there in a lot of. Can you take this fucking seriously, dude? That's
Sorry,
crazy.
I thought we
That's
already
crazy.
talked about
That's
Taylor
crazy.
Swift.
Stupid fucking
Like
bitch.
that, you fucking hole.
Yeah, but also, I would love to meet you one day. You're inspiring to
You're
us all.
beautiful, and I love your art. I really think
Yeah.
you're a great artist. But you
I
know
was
what?
indifferent. I was indifferent. Then you cut your hair and you got bangs, and it opened something up in me, and I want to marry you. But no. Speaking of holes that need to be filled, there is a hole in the world of or I don't even. That's a bad segue. So,
Can we cut this part? Let's
Yeah.
just retake it.
Do you want me to-
Three.
let's go to. Nah, I'm gonna go to Canada and go kill myself. No, so I saw this really fun. So I want to bring this up because I saw this really funny thing where I've been seeing a little bit more often. I feel like you see it too much almost, where you see these bands and they're telling stories about how they got robbed and they're setting up like an Indiegogo or a GoFundMe to like replace all their equipment and shit like that. Or they'll do the thing. They'll just post their fucking merch store incessantly, which I completely understand. I'm not shitting on it.
Yeah.
But I feel like I've been seeing bands get robbed more, and I saw this. I saw this post. This made me laugh. And I actually want to post this because, you know, if anyone in a band's watching this, like, yo, do this. Like it's funny, but also fucking do this. But so someone posted this. They said bands got to start putting shit like this on their trailer so nobody breaks in. I think Throwdown used to have like something about transporting snakes on their trailer. Good stuff.
Yeah.
And this says this container transports a disease which has no cure. Which is funny, but also funny enough that someone breaking in is going to be like, yeah, I don't know about all that. But here's the picture of the Throwdown trailer that they referenced.
Yeah.
Like, dude, fucking do that. If
Brilliant.
you're in a band, fucking do it. Because here's the thing, like, a lot of these bands, they don't have a lot of money. They don't, you know, they're probably going to have trailers, unfortunately, that are, if there's a fucking, whoever the fuck it is, criminal, drug addict, whatever, that wants to get in your fucking trailer, if they're determined enough, they're going to get fucking in your trailer. And most of these bands probably, you know, they probably don't have some high-tech lock system. Dude, it's the same reason why people will put an ADT flag out in front of their yard, or they'll put a beware of dog sign when they don't have a security system and they don't have a fucking dog, or they'll put, put like an American flag and something letting people know you love the Second Amendment. People will
We don't
not
call
break-
911.
Yeah, dude, for real. And it's like that people, I love little workarounds like this. And this, because here's what you're banking on. You're banking on the criminal pausing for a second and going like,
They're pausing. They go, "How the fuck am I going to sell a snake?
Who the fuck am I selling snakes to?
How the fuck am I going to offload a snake? What is that?"
Yeah.
I don't
But yeah, for people listening on audio, yeah, I guess Throwdown.
Oh, yeah.
Did you ever listen to Throwdown?
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, like they were kind of one of those things. I like probably the ones that were like on compilations and stuff like that, but I never really gave them a deep dive, really.
Yeah, I feel you. I never disliked a Throwdown song I ever heard, but I never got like you. I never got deep into them. But for people listening to the audio, it's just their van and their trailer, and it's got a picture of a sweet looking cobra, and it says Snake Farmers of America, California, breeding since 1981. Warning: live venomous reptiles inside.
That's the key.
Which I think is way better than the infectious disease label, because this is substantially more believable, and it's a type of thing that, because you're getting like low level criminals who are trying to like steal your shit, and this is the kind of thing that a low level criminal is gonna see and is not gonna take the chance with.
Very rarely are these, I think, these thefts or break-ins or anything like that, like motivated directly toward the band. Like you said, a lot of times they are like drug addicts or homeless people or something like that. That are, it's like it's not random in the sense that like they are just breaking into. They're thinking that there's lawn equipment. There's like a trailer like this, you know, it could haul anything. But if you specifically put something on there that is not desirable, like bees or other shit, but be very careful, especially with the infectious disease thing or any kind of medical or biohazard thing, because sometimes if they're a drug addict, they're going to be like, well, there's probably either drugs in there, needles, or something that I can use or get some kind of value. Always go animals or like some kind of like septic service, like a septic service would be really smart, or like something where you're like, well, even that would like, there's machinery. This is actually perfect because like again, how the fuck are you gonna sell a snake? Like, what are you? What the fuck? It has no real street value except for unless somebody's looking for a specific snake that is in there, which you can't because there's no snakes. It's just ants.
And on the flip side, you were saying about putting like some sort of medical or chemical thing on there, and you could have homeless people or drug addicts being like, "Oh, I could get drugs or needles or some shit." Also, be careful because there is this thing called DOT, Department of Transportation, and they are I work in warehouses with truckers and stuff. I'm very familiar with DOT, but DOT they are very particular about the labels on your trucks when you're transporting hazardous material. So if you have it saying there's hazardous material in there and you don't have the proper labeling, and then if the cops pull you over and check your truck and you find out you're just lying about that, you're actually going to get fined a shitload of money. Snakes is the perfect one because you're not really fucking like there's probably not a lot of laws you're going to be violating. Like there's probably not over regulation on snake transportation,
especially if there is no snakes.
Yeah, and well, no, I'm saying more coming from a stance of like, are the cops gonna bother you? There's not like they probably don't care. There's probably not a lot of snake transportation regulation, and a cop's probably not gonna give a shit. Like if they see that you have snakes on your car, the cops are probably gonna be like, I don't want to deal with snakes. Also, I don't care if he's killing all those snakes. Like your average, your average cop probably doesn't give a shit if you have a trailer full of dead snakes. For real, like even if you have a real trailer full of dead snakes. So, shout out Throwdown. Snake Farmers of America is probably the best thing to ever put on your fucking
undesirable thing. Because again, if even I think about it, even like a septic service or anything like that, they might think there's tools to steal or something. Because like again, they're just for like this happened all the time to bands in St. Pete, where I grew up. It's just kind of a shitty town. Like and again, it wasn't like motivated because of the band. It wasn't like an attack on the band. It was just the fact that like they parked in the wrong place and they left it unattended too long and somebody broke in and stole all their shit and they had to borrow equipment. I think that's the part really, because like you said, even if bands don't have money or insurance or anything like that, like there's still like a level of like, also, even if they did, like, I don't want to, I like my shit. I got my shit how I like it, and I have that cool stuff. Like, to me, that's the thing. Like, I would hate having to use other people's shit or having to get new shit. So, like, something like this makes it so much more avoidable. And really, this is the ADT sign in the yard equivalent. Like, all you need to do is spend the money, get the professional wrap for your truck or something like that. Get like somebody that has a good vinyl thing that they can put that on there and make it look like a real legit business, and that has no monetary value as far as like the things you have, except for to you and to the specialist that like would purvey that business. Because otherwise, like you said, wild animal catchers, snake catcher, like animal shit, like always is going to help, like something lame, pillow salesman.
Well, you got to look at the hypothetical resale value of what's in your trailer, because that's actually probably why bands are substantially bigger. They're probably a substantially bigger victim to shit like this, because bro, if you steal a bunch of their equipment, you can go pawn that off super quick and get a bunch of money and like be out of there. Like it's actually like, what's the word? It's like genius. What am I trying to fucking say? Like for the person stealing shit, for the theft. The stealer.
It's a perfect crime.
Yeah, it's like a great crime because you can unload the product very quickly. You just have to hold on to it and take it to the pawn shop the next day.
Right. And then
Nine times out of 10, the pawn shop owner doesn't give a fuck where it's coming from.
and I think that was the problem was at once people or like anybody, because again, it's not just homeless people. It's like that's why we're saying like it's anybody. It's just a criminal. It's just either it's a homeless person or
Well,
it's drug addicts.
it could be criminal. It could be your standard criminal just as much as a homeless person because it's actually. I bet you there's guys that keep an eye out on the concert venues and they see
Well,
where
that's what I was
people.
just gonna say. Yeah, once they find out where the bands park, once the van is like, it was something about like there was an alley right behind the back door, but then there was also like a road, like there was a parking lot and then the street, and then there was parking on the street. If the bands parked on the street, they were pretty much okay because it was under street lights. But if they left their van in the alley a little bit too long after loading it, it could get hit, like because it was just out of the way enough that like somebody could come in and smash it. So like a lot of times it would just be like, I feel like every couple weeks there was just like an opening band that was coming through with, you know, whoever it was that was headlining, that would start their set out by saying like, you know, hey, you know, so anyway, like earlier today we got our shit was like fuck with, or like, or you know, it's like something happened because it like they literally, it's just they parked in the wrong, like just the wrong block. It's so, it was so nuts.
Yeah. So
but yeah, this is a great idea.
Yeah. Shout out the Throwdown. Definitely. Yeah. Definitely fucking wrap your goddamn trailer. And I'll say the point again. Make it something that a criminal or a drug addict or a homeless person would not want to go through the effort of reselling. That's also, like
also something that people won't approach you to to ask about too. don't just be like, oh, can you help me? Like, no, oh no, sorry, we're not a real ambulance.
Yeah, dude, don't tour in an ambulance. All right, so we're at 2 hours, but I do have one more thing I wanted to show you because
we're in overtime. Let's get into it.
You always have opinions, and I like your opinions, Pat. So let's check this out. I saw this posted, and
hate it.
As two members of the Pit Police, we are card carrying, badge wearing, Blue Lives Mattering members of the Pit Police.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding. I play both sides. I'm part of the Pit Police, pit inspector, but I also become the crowd killer menace.
You're like one of those FBI agents that goes to the protest to start up some rowing.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. I'm a fucking Antifa, fucking Jan 6er Fed, dude. Call me Ray Epps, baby.
A real wolf in red
allegedly. Allegedly. There's no proof Ray Epps was a Fed. But,
I never said that.
I'm just saying, for YouTube, I just want you to know, allegedly, there's no proof that Ray Epps is an F. But it kind of
has been alleged.
Certain things have been weird. But anyway, things are allowed to be weird, YouTube. Things are allowed to be weird. But anyway, so Lucy May Walker, singer-songwriter, acoustic gal, posted this flyer about gig etiquette. And a lot of opinions to be had. So she posted it with the caption, after many interviews with various news outlets about gig etiquette, I've decided to print these off for my upcoming solo tour. I've not seen this done before, and I'm sad it's come to this. She's been forced. She's been forced to tell you exactly how to behave when watching her. But I'm hoping it will encourage people to. Oh, geez, I said behave to be funny, and she literally put the word behave.
Yeah. Thoughts?
Woof. I gotta be honest. I was going into this trying to be open-minded, but if that's the energy you talk about your audience with, I hope everyone at her shows does the exact opposite of this. This is crazy.
This reminds me of like the lunk alarm at like Planet Fitness. Like this is kind of a thing of like, okay,
which not to get into that, but the lunk alarm is counterintuitive. It's sometimes you need to fucking be vocal if you're lifting heavy.
It's the rules. It's the punk rules. It's like the be yourself. Well, not you. Not you. Not you.
Yeah,
not you. Everybody else.
Be yourself. Be yourself in the way I want you to be yourself.
Right. Stop being you, but be you. You know.
Can
you just be like me?
Yeah. Gig etiquette is really important to me. The audience can either make or break a show. Dude.
Dude, that is
It's like so
admitting that you cannot hold an audience's attention. That is
yeah,
admitting that you are a poor performer.
I've read through this already, but I'm like realizing like she is snitching on herself for being a bad live show. Because here's the thing. Her goal is to eventually become big. Like, she's just showing that I play very small venues, which nothing wrong with that. I went to go see fucking Defeater. They were at a smallish bar, but it was still a fucking. There's nothing about small venues, but you're just kind of like you're I don't know, you're revealing something about yourself with this. But this is the main thing I wanted to focus on. There is inherent hypocrisy in this because she obviously wants to eventually do big venues. Obviously, any musician wants to do bigger venues. They have a bigger audience. They make more money. It's a more fun show for a lot of them. There's going to get to a certain point where you can't police any of this behavior. Yeah. So it's like, so once again, I'm not shitting on someone doing small shows, but I'm pointing out the fact through her doing this, she's revealing how upset she is that she is doing small shows, which, fair enough, a lot of people want to do the bigger shows over the smaller ones, but she's just trying to show like she has a lot of contempt for the audience, like she's not appreciated enough or some shit like that. She already used the word behave. She already said, I'm sad it's come to this. She's pretending to be a fake victim. And she's also putting the complete onus on the crowd of, it's up to you to make this a good or a bad show. It has nothing to do with me. I'm already great. It's solely based off you if this is a good or a bad show.
Yeah. To me, you can't precede actual writers with an expectation writer. Like, that's what this is. This is her creating an expectation writer where she comes in and she goes, this is exactly how you need to be. You can't tell me how I can react to your music. Like, if you go up there and especially if I paid. So like, I don't also see anything in here with the etiquette about, if you don't like the show, I'd be happy to give you a refund. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Like there's nothing in there to say like, here's my end of the bargain. Here's my etiquette. Here's what you can expect from me. This is 100%. This is legitimately be yourself, not you. Be yourself, not you, because it's don't talk during the show, but be in the moment. The audience have not paid to see you, but have an amazing time. It's like, okay, so I have an amazing time by singing and dancing. If the person next to me does not agree with the fact, this is also the problem that Starbucks has. Starbucks has the same idea where they say it's the third place or whatever the fuck it is. It's where you can be you. So if what you being you, if that affects someone else negatively and they don't like it, they have the right to tell you to stop being you because it's bothering someone else's you or a couple.
If you being you affects a substantially more mentally person being them, then you're gonna have to go do it.
Yeah, like if somebody's complaining because somebody's sleeping in a chair, they gotta go like, well, that's them, or like,
well, like this weird thing of like, you should be you more like them.
it's on a case-by-case basis, and this feels like she's covering her ass to say like, if anybody doesn't have a good time, it's because the audience was shitty. And it's like, it's really putting, and also by the way, dude, she's posting this to her audience.
Yeah, it's
so you're complaining.
I would be
so not posting it to us or like any potential like, hey, she's not sending it to the venues and saying, could you hang this up? Like she's sending this to the people that are already followers of her. That you know what I mean? To say like, I know you love me. It's so much more cringy to be like, I know you guys love me, but shut the fuck up.
It's just rude. It's just rude to people who like fuck with your shit. And to the thing you were saying about quality of show, like I always love the fact that we're into hardcore music and we go to these shows where people like fucking throw their fists around and hit each other in the head, and it's like, Bro, I went to go see, like, we went to Jesus Piece. We were all in that pit. We were all
I got punched in the eye.
we were all 8 Miller Lights deep. Every one of us were 8 tall boy Miller Lights deep, and we're jumping around, punching each other, hitting each other, and this and that. No one had to have a conversation.
Yeah.
Because it was just a good show, and we're all fucking not dickheads.
And that wasn't pre-planned. We didn't have an itinerary like she's fucking giving us here. Like, okay,
Jesus
so what
Piece
you're gonna
didn't read off a rule sheet.
Yeah, there was no things like, by the way, if you're here, okay, stop talking. Okay, I'm talking, guys.
Yeah,
I'm talking. Okay, you know what I mean? Like it.
Yeah.
Especially okay. So I think the thing about this is as performers, both of us have been in situations where, like, dude, of course I want to have a list where I'm going to a bar show, gig etiquette. Turn the fucking TV that's right behind me off while I'm performing, please. I don't want to compete with late night television or funny videos that you chose to pick. You know what I mean? Like, there's plenty of times where I can relate to this, but no matter what, it is your onus. It's your responsibility as a performer. If you've agreed to shows in whatever venue to perform to the best of your ability, and if all of these factors negatively, before we even get started, okay?
Here, let's go through all of these factors, because we've been yapping, and there's so much more good. I don't want to keep talking more before we get really into this, because there's some good shit in here, Pat. Save that energy for the actual meat of this bullshit.
Got it.
Gig etiquette is really important to me. The audience can either make or break a show, not taking any responsibility. Just one person can ruin it for everyone. You. Here's
you've already done it. I'm already not looking forward to the show.
You by being up your own ass.
Yeah.
Here are some guide. Oh, dude. Oh my God. I can't even get into this. It's fucking driving, dude.
Okay, guys, gather up. Okay, gather up here. Come on,
bro. It literally says, here are some guidelines for you to follow, so that person isn't you. Follow these rules so I don't fucking hate you.
Garbage.
Don't talk during the show. Once the show starts, please refrain from talking, no matter how quiet you think you are. I promise everybody around you can hear you, including me, and it is so distracting. Please wait till the interval to chat as much as loudly as you like. Now, I will say this. I will.
How you guys doing tonight?
Devil's advocate. She is an acoustic artist, and people sometimes talk during the song. But at the same time, it's like, when that happens, stop the song, have your funny little quip ready.
Yeah.
They'll look like a fucking asshole, and then we'll keep it moving.
Right. Yeah. This, by the way, that is the point, Andy. That even with this is why she's shooting herself in her foot, is because, like, that person is not perceptive to other people and their needs.
Yeah.
That's why they're talking in the first place. So that person in general will not read and abide these rules, you stupid dickhead. So you're already just wasting your breath, because the people that are already respecting you and already following these guidelines are the people that are going, why is she telling me? Is she talking? Is she's there? They would have the same reaction. Maybe I'm just projecting, but it would have the same reaction that if like how Pennywise or Anti-Flag might say, like, guys, this is what we think, and this is, it's just like, all right.
Anti-Flag, if you tell anyone, I'll fucking kill you.
Time for the football tackle, whore. But this is the same thing of, like, you're just preaching to the choir, you dumbass.
Anti-Flag, shut up and take it, slut.
That's their motto. We all know that.
Sorry, guys.
Let's not stoke that fire. Let's not stoke that one.
Sorry, guys. There were rape jokes to make. I couldn't focus.
but in this case,
you know what we should have done, Pat? You know what we should have done? We should have followed rule number 2. Be in the moment. Actually, that was 2 in the moment.
Yeah, that was 2 in the moment.
Feel free to take a few pictures, videos of the show, but please keep your flash off. Don't block someone else's view, and try not to match the whole. Wait, what? Try not to watch the whole thing through your phone. I guarantee you'll enjoy it more if you put it down. I'm getting tired of the whole like there's this weird virtue signaling like morality thing through like put your phones away, man.
Yeah.
Like
But
there's
also,
there's so many and it's like, yeah, I get it. Put your phone away. Like you will enjoy the show more. It's weird when you see all these videos and you just see a million people with their phone out. But also, like, let's get fucking real. You're not going to do one fucking thing about that, especially if you're just sitting there going, guys, put your phone away. Like, dude, I'll bring it back to Jesus Piece. How many phones did you see out at Jesus Piece? I saw we all put our phone up because you got to get your little Instagram story. Yeah. Everyone gets their Instagram story. You put a little up for the Instagram story, tag the band. But honestly, it's like at Jesus Piece, I didn't see that many fucking phones out. You know why? Because they were putting on one hell of a goddamn fucking show.
Exactly. And that's the thing is nobody, it's like, it's almost like how, like nobody told you to take up acoustic singer-songwriter fucking, acts and venues and shit like that. So if talking or cell phone flat, if you're a fucking gremlin or whatever, you can't be exposed to what is it? No, that was water. Sorry, never mind.
Yeah.
Also, don't feed me after midnight, and don't use the flash because I could turn into a gremlin. It's a weird thing. Like, fuck off your flash, really? Like,
I'll give her a little bit on the flash, especially if it's like a dark room and she's getting flashed a bunch. But still, it's kind of like, eh.
But I don't know. So like, it's just these weird things of like this is just a very personalized list. That's why I was saying this is her expectation writer. This is her saying, here are the rules to my show.
And I'll give her credit, and we got two more. But
I will say this next rule, by the way, this next rule I'm on board with. Sorry.
I'll give her credit. There is each of these rules have some validity to it.
Yes.
I'm just saying, like, I'm just like a message to artists. As a consumer of your products, if I see an artist I like doing something like this, it makes me like you a lot less.
Yeah.
I'm not saying there's not validity to the rules. There's just this process is just ugh.
There's something about this. It's this list that is so fucking presumptuous. That's what it is. It's just like her, like, guys, I know you want to take pictures of me and take films, and of course you want to.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, but like this is a list that is straight up that are absolutely genuine, real gripes that I think most performers actually do have. I totally agree with this list, but these are all issues that need to be dealt with on a case-by-case basis, especially at the level of like. It doesn't matter. Like really at this point, if Jesus Piece put out this list, I would go yuck. I would go yuck, guys, yuck. I would go.
That's a good point. That's a good point. We'd be saying this, dude. If fucking Knock Loose put this list out, I'd be like, shut up,
you fucking pussies.
It's not based. We're not trying to attack Lucy May Walker personally.
No,
she put the list out.
This list. This list is
and. I hope she just gets no success going forward. No. I'm kidding. I just
wish only the worst for her.
For you specifically. I hope all your enemies do good, and I hope every bad thing. No, honestly, I hope she just chills out and stops doing this, and then has the best career ever. Number 3, the audience have not paid to see you.
Yeah, see, genuine idea. Yeah.
I mean, like, fair, but it also just comes off as like,
I know you want to sing my songs, guys, but come on, they're here to see me. Okay?
They're here to see me, guys.
Turn your flash.
If you find yourself singing along to a song, that's great. In fact, there will be a few times in the show where I will encourage you to join in.
That's the problem. Is the thing that,
Lucy.
like I said before, don't talk unless you're spoken to. Is this kind of thing of like, I will tell you when you can talk. Yeah. Okay, guys, and then you can do it in the intervals or when I ask you specifically by name.
However, please try to read the room. If you're the only person singing, try not to do it so loudly. Oof, no,
loudly. I know you want to belt my tunes out, baby, but please.
No, not even that. That's not even the bad part. Try not to do it so loudly / out of tune. so that you distract people around you. Ugh, make sure you sing my songs in key, you peon fuck.
Okay, but genuine, real good note, because like I said, I've told you about Thrice's first live album that they put out at the House of Blues is absolute dog shit. It's the worst. It is because the crowd is too mic'd and they are off time with their claps and they are singing louder than them and they are out of like, it is the worst experience that I have ever had listening to an album like that. It was one of the things where I'm just like, it's just awful what happened here. So I
don't
get
know,
that.
dude. Putting out of tune, that's just obnoxious.
But that's what I'm saying is in the moment, in the next, they put out another live album not long after that, and at one point Dustin Kenzer, in the moment when the claps are off time, he goes, follow the hi-hat.
Yeah, and that's funny. Like, that's funny and playful. It's
but
not
if he
like
had a thing that said, stop ruining our fucking live albums.
Yeah. If you need to leave the room at any point, please try to wait until the end of us. I'm curious what the setup of her shows are.
Yeah. Are they
if you gotta like wait, I don't know if it's like fuck. Do you play shows in front of fucking 20 people in a coffee shop?
Is this
even
like
then,
MTV's Unplugged?
Yeah, even actually no, even in my joke where I'm being disrespectful to her and saying she plays small venues, even in a coffee shop, like you can get up and not disturb the. I want to know the fucking layout of her shows. Oh, but okay, number 4. Have an amazing time.
Oh, well, at least we get to do that.
Have my amazing time that I've allowed you to have.
Have my amazing time.
Yeah, really. The most important thing is that we all have fun. Now, I know I've set up a bunch of parameters that make fun hard, but still have the fun.
What do you think there's times where she's playing and like somebody goes like, woo, and she just goes,
you didn't read the fucking
just
list.
Side eyes. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing?
You didn't read the goddamn list, you sack of shit. And she like tugs her ear.
She just points to her banner.
She tugs her ear and just a fucking bullet comes out and murks him.
I think it dragged out.
I want you to really enjoy yourself. And I hope these guidelines can help to Dude, if you have anything called guidelines to enjoy your show probably sucks. This makes the gig a more enjoyable experience for us all. Thank
Andy,
you.
Have you noticed though, Andy, all the fun different colors and fonts that she used? So like, I guess, she kept it light.
Yeah.
Have my great time.
The font was fun.
If you clip this out, that's the name of this. I think. Have my great time.
Lucy May Walkers wants you to have her great time. Yeah, that's time.
Yeah.
That's like that's the equivalent of just fucking, I don't know, man, like just having a sleepover.
Presumption.
Well, it's just like it's like you're having a sleepover and then you're telling everyone like, no, this is what we're doing right now and this is what we're doing right now, and then we're gonna go to bed at this time, and you're like, this isn't fun for anyone, lady. This sucks.
Yeah, this is not. Yeah, this is a situation where you're also like it. Even okay, Andy. Even if she presented it as, hey, for any first timers coming to a show, if you haven't been, you know what I mean? Like if even like, cause maybe she's like, hey, I've noticed that there's some people that maybe they're not used to going to shows, or maybe they tell me a lot of times I'm their first show. Like even if she presented it from that point of view of saying like, this is just a helpful, like, here's some guidelines, dude, like legitimately in my brain, her crafting it that way, it's like, it's changing it in my brain and it's changing my perception, like where I'm going from, like,
dude, it's literally based off the delivery.
It's just the delivery. Like any band, any band, no matter how much I love them, if they presented it this way, it was like, guys, I just want to have a good time and I want you to have a good time.
Yeah.
I would go,
yuck.
But if they said, hey, if they're your first timer, or sometimes a lot of people have approached me and said, I'm their first show, I want to just help you guys out. Like, here's some cool etiquette tips for going to shows, because she's presenting it as, guys, I know that when you come to my shows, the music takes you over and you want to dance, but like, guys,
Yeah, dude, the music gets in you, and you just might act up.
I
And
understand it.
You might upset me, and yeah, I know you guys don't want to upset me. I'm your god.
Dude, it's like such a fucking weird thing of like, even if you presented it to here's how you should act at shows, because I agree with everything on that list except for having a good time. Fuck you. Don't tell me what to do. Don't tell me how to. I can have whatever time I want to have.
If any band I like posted this, I would re-download Kazaa so I could steal their music.
I would go sell any physical albums I had of theirs, and then I would re-download them for free, and then I would sell those. I would start selling bootleg copies of
I would sell bootleg CDRWs,
and I would
so they could rewrite your horse shit.
I would donate all the money I earned to any charity that was against everything they believed in.
Yeah, dude, fuck them.
No matter my personal views.
Yeah, Lucy, we don't hate you personally.
No.
You're probably a nice lady. It's just the etiquette was I'm sorry. Your posting about gig etiquette was brutal.
Yeah, that was like I don't like using like words like this usually, but that was absolutely, I think, fit the bill of cringeworthy 100%. That was really yucky, and I did not like reading that.
I looked like a Mr. Yuckster.
You know what, Andy? I had a terrible time reading that. This just makes me feel like now the show that I would be going to is an obligation of like, okay, I got my checklist of like, dude, I have to remember every time I go to a show in New York or any concert, like big time concert, I have to remember, don't bring your knife. Don't bring your knife. Don't bring your knife.
That's how it made me feel.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks for hanging out with us today. I think 2.5 hours is enough.
Nah, we should do more.
We should probably do a couple more hours.
Let's get back into Taylor Swift.
So, what do you think she smells like, Pat? Anyway, guys, thanks for hanging out. You know what to do. We'll see you next time. I love you all. Have a good one. Be about it. Peace.